The following is a live sports presentation of Glycod Communications, GLICOD.com.
Glycod's coverage of Kentuckiana Football Friday starts now. Presented by Interstate Batteries.
Good evening and welcome to Charlestown High School, the home of the Pirates, for the game tonight between the North Harrison Cougars and the Charlestown Pirates. I'm Mike Beck, and with me, Jim Kazmarek in the booth tonight. Jim, welcome. Glad to have you with us.
Mike, thank you. It's great to be back.
And we worked together. It's been a few years. You decided to blow off this hick place, head to North Carolina, but you came back.
Well, I did. I took a 7-year golf vacation, and after 7 years, I thought that was enough, and so we moved back to where we belong, back here in good old southern Indiana in New Albany.
Well, we're glad you're back and glad you're with us tonight, and tonight could be a very great night for you to kind of get back in the swing of things as far as football. We've got two great Mid-Southern Conference teams here. Charlestown comes in on the season 2-1, and they take off North Harrison, who's 3-0. So on paper, this looks to be a pretty good ball game.
And it should be a very good Mid-South game. Both of these programs are very, very good programs, coached by really outstanding coaches. Jason Hawkins, I believe, is starting his 12th year as a coach, if I'm not mistaken. Mark Williamson, from North Harrison was the defensive coordinator at Castle for a long time, almost 20 years. So they bring a lot of experience to tonight's game.
And they know how to do football down in Castle. We know that for sure.
Yes.
But tonight is the matchup between North Harrison and Charlestown. Charleston's one black mark on the season, if you will, is a loss to Brownstown, and a thumping it was. We were there for that game a couple of weeks ago, and everybody thought that might be Charlestown's time to really put it to Brownstown. Didn't turn out that way, so people kind of got mixed emotions. What does this Charlestown team hold?
Well, and Brownstown probably caught Charlestown at the exact right time, because they had come right after Charlestown's big win at Silver Creek, which has become a big rival for Charlestown. Charlestown put a pretty good thumping on Silver Creek that first game of the season. Maybe feeling a little bit better about themselves than they should have. We always used to tell our team, you're never as good or as bad as you think you are, and that may have been an example of someone thinking they're a little better than they were. But I know Jason got them right back to work again, and had a great game last week.
All right. Well, we'll go ahead and take our first break. When we come back, we'll take a closer look at these two teams. You had a chance to speak to both coaches. We'll find out what they had to say. All that and more coming your way right after this. You're watching Glycod.com coverage of Kentuckiana high school football. We'll be right back right after this.
Your friendly neighborhood Centra Credit Union here. Up for saving money? Visit Centra.org or a branch today for a free loan checkup. We'll look at what you're spending on loan payments at Centra or with other lenders, and if we can help you save money, we'll tell you how, because every nickel counts.
Jimmy, what I see there in your ear, it's a nickel. How'd it get there?
Even those nickels.
Save them up, and someday you'll be rich.
Centra Credit Union, centered around you. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity. All loans subject to credit approval.
Let's be honest. You don't see Grandma nearly enough. Which means the dead car battery you've spent the morning dealing with has robbed her of precious grandkid time. It's unfortunate, sure, but it's not like she's going to write you out of her will or anything. Right? When you need to be there, you need an Interstate. The car battery auto techs prefer.
When you want the best in oral surgery, try Kentuckiana Oral and Maxillofacial Surgical Associates. Think of us as KYOMS. Whether it's implants or dentures, reconstructive surgery, or wisdom teeth removal, KYOMS specialists combine their experience with the latest technology to give you the highest level of comfort and care. To find out about our 4 Louisville locations, visit us online, KYOMS.com. That's KYOMS.com.
The W.M. Kelly Company, complete metal manufacturing located in New Albany. They are always looking for experienced welders and machine operators. If you're interested in becoming part of their team, contact W.M. Kelly's Human Resources Office at 812-945-3529 or send an email to info@wmkelly.com. W.M. Kelly. Designing, building, innovating. This edition of Coach's Comments is brought to you by the W.M. Kelly Company in New Albany. With over 40 years' experience in metal manufacturing, WMKelly.com.
And welcome back here, Mike Beck, Jim Kazmarek, and we are happy to be here as we give you some post-game coverage of Southern Indiana football tonight. North Harrison here at Charlestown, and let's take a look and a gander at these Cougars. Mark Williamson, the head coach, you said he coached for a while at Castle, a very prestigious program in Southern Indiana. And what do we know about these Cougars tonight?
Well, first of all, I think North Harrison is one of the programs in Southern Indiana that's really on the come. They have a lot of population growth out in that area, and if a coach is looking for a program to build with him, that North Harrison would be that kind of program. I'm sure when Coach Williamson took over a head coaching position, that's one of the things he looked at. Is this a population growth? Are we getting an influx of students at North Harrison High School? And I think that's the case.
What do you know about this offensive team that he's put together?
Well, if he coached at Castle, so he is going to have a team that is going to be pretty basic. They probably have been running the same plays with the same terminology since they were freshmen. They're not going to change much. Castle didn't change from year to year, and I'm sure he brought that same mentality. They're going to be a run-orientated team. They're going to be a very smart team. I know he commented to me about how proud he is of this team with their grade point average and their intelligence, and he said things will teach them the first day of practice they'll retain until the end of the season, which in itself is makes coaching much easier. So they're going to be a very strong run-orientated team. They've got some good running backs. Skylar Wetzel is their quarterback. Jalen Peak, Aaron Neville, Jake Harley, and Jason Johnson are the running backs. They've got some good-looking kids. When we were down on the field, they've got some nice-looking football players. You could tell they've spent some time in the weight room preparing.
They grow them big in the country, they used to say, and North Harrison certainly they put together a successful few years. Last year, one of their best years ever, and they really seem to want to build on that this year, I believe. So
well, and they are. I mean, they're 3-0 right now, and it's not a fluke. You can't stumble into 3-0.
No, you sure can't. Well, we'll go ahead and take another break. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit about these Charlestown Pirates. Find out what Coach Hawkins had to say to you, if anything. Coach Hawkins is usually a pretty quiet guy. Doesn't say much. He's got that coach's speak down pretty good. But we'll take a break. Be back with more after this on GlyCod.com. Stay with us.
Mayhem is everywhere.
I'm an extremely average golfer. I take my first full swing of the day and hit a perfect duck hook over the frontage road and right through your windshield. You yank the wheel and end up OB in a water hazard. And if you have cut rate insurance, you could be out a whole lot of green. So get Allstate.
And Floyd Knobs. Call Allstate agent Packy Page today.
Hi folks, Jeff Kennedy with HKC Roofing. HKC has a full-time quality control supervisor on all our jobs. That's why we provide the best warranties in the roofing industry. We're so sure you'll love your new HKC roof. If you aren't satisfied, we'll pay a competitor to replace it. Call us now for your free digital roof analysis at 502-212-1081 or go online at roofyourhouse.com.
Your friendly neighborhood Centra Credit Union here. Up for saving money? Visit Centra.org or a branch today for a free loan checkup. We'll look at what you're spending on loan payments at Centra or with other lenders, and if we can help you save money, we'll tell you how, because every nickel counts.
Jimmy, oh, what I see there in your ear, it's a nickel. How'd it get there?
Even those nickels.
Save 'em up, and someday you'll be rich.
Centra Credit Union, centered around you. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity. All loans subject to credit approval.
Westminster Village, Kentuckiana, a senior living community located in the heart of Clarksville, has been serving residents and the community for over 3 decades. Even if your needs change, your home doesn't have to. Independent apartments, assisted living, rehab programs, and skilled nursing. Call 812-282-9691 to schedule a tour and to find out more. Find Westminster Village, Kentuckiana on Facebook and online.
You're busy, always on the go, and when you need your car repaired, you need it done right. At Call's Body Shop and Auto Service, you can now make an estimate appointment to better serve you. Just call 949-5245 and schedule a time that fits your schedule. They're open Monday through Friday 8 to 5 and are family owned and operated. They've been serving your family since 1954. At 2801 Mount Tabor Road in New Albany. Call Call's Collision Repair at 949-5245. For mechanical repair, it's 948-2778. That's Call's Body Shop and Auto Service. Can we fix it? Yes, we can.
In one fell swoop, one innocent city will be left with one burning question.
What? No. When you need to be there, you need an Interstate, the car battery auto techs prefer.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
Mike Beck and Jim Kazmarek here at Charlestown High School for the battle between North Harrison and Charlestown. And I want to go ahead and give you the game day weather while we're thinking about it. Game day weather brought to you by CASA. If you want to become a volunteer and enrich the life of a child, you can do that by calling 812-285-0743 or visit CASAVoiceClark.org. Right now, not too bad out there. I actually see some blue sky above, temperature in the low 80s. There is rain to the north and to the west, and we're told that eventually it'll get here, but the way I'm looking at the radar, it could hold off until after the game's over, and that would be just fine for me.
Would be perfect. A little bit of a wind, going right to left on the field, away from the scoreboard, so wind may be a factor in this game. It is getting a little breezy.
All right. Well, that is your game day weather brought to you by CASA. Now time to take a look at your conversation with Coach Jason Hawkins of those Charlestown Pirates. What did Coach Hawkins have to say tonight?
Well, like I said earlier, Jason's been a head coach now 12 years, 2 different schools. He has an outstanding record at everywhere he's been. He's very dedicated to his profession, runs a good, strong program. He's very pleased with his team. He's probably disappointed that in the Brownstown game, but he didn't really focus on that. He's talked more about what to expect tonight. They're run-oriented. He's going to keep the ball on the ground like North Harrison. This game might be over within an hour. I don't expect to see a lot of passing tonight. Both teams are going to keep it on the ground. Jason, of course, had a lot of high praise for Marion Lutz, the running back, outstanding running back, probably close to 500 yards rushing, if not more, so far this season in the first 3 games. But there's a and Jason focused on the fact that his Marion's got all these rushing yards, but there's a reason for that, and that's because he's got an outstanding line. And it's interesting, he's got 3 seniors, a junior and a sophomore starting, so it's a good mix of a lot of experience and some youth that he can build on for upcoming seasons. So I want to kind of note on Sam Burns, Sean Baker, Gavin Mattingly, Wyatt Williams, and Brody Wagers, the offensive line that are responsible for Lutz getting a lot of his yardage. We saw them in the Jamboree.
The
scrimmage game against Floyd Central, and they were very impressive with their running game. And we expect if they are going to pass, it's going to be play-action passes. And they also use Lutz as a wide receiver. So he really does it all for them. So if I'm North Harrison, I got to find out where number 9 is lined up and make sure that we focus on him. But I say Coach Hawkins was very pleased with his off-season workouts, his weight program this summer, his conditioning programs, his summer practices. All those things are a result of why you're 2-1 and have a nice squad.
And the question mark was on Luke's going into last week's game. At the end of the Brownstown game, he left the field on crutches that night, favoring his right leg. I think it may have been precautionary. I mean, that's the $1 million stallion.
Yeah.
He doesn't eat. You spoon feed him in the stable. So, but it turns out he was okay. He had a great weekend last Friday night, and no injuries to report.
No, hey, Jason didn't mention any injuries. I watched Lutz on the field warming up, and he looked fine. So I would expect him to be at 100% tonight.
Okay. Well, we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll have our keys of the game tonight. We'll talk about what each team has to do to get a victory, and maybe the same thing. Don't know. We'll figure that out as we go. We'll stand by. We'll have more coverage right after this on glycod.com.
Many children in your community need a voice. That's why you should volunteer for CASA, court-appointed special advocates who stand for the best interest of abused and neglected children involved in the court system. CASA volunteers are ordinary community members, and as a volunteer, you'll receive plenty of training and have lots of resources to help you with your cases. For more information or to become a volunteer, contact your local CASA office or visit casaforchildren.org.
Doug and Maureen hope to travel the world as missionaries in some of the most remote nations. We honor them for their work. Thanks, guys.
Bill and Frank have served the country with honor during the Vietnam War. Bill has 2 Purple Hearts. Thank you both for your service.
We're truly honored to serve a generation that's really made a difference. For more information about American senior communities, please visit us at asccare.com.
Hello, this is Clark County Sheriff Jamie Knoll. I'd like to ask for your vote for re-election on Tuesday, November the 6th. And also, this ad was paid for and approved by Jamie Knoll for Sheriff.
When it comes to basketball, the Kentucky Wildcats are legendary. And when it comes to steaks, so is Pat's Steakhouse. Pat's opened in 1958, the same year the Fiddlin' Five won the national title. To make a reservation, call 502-893-2062 and check out patsteakhouselouisville.com. And when the weather's nice, make sure to ask about sitting out on the patio at Pat's. Pat's Steakhouse. They're not the best because they're the oldest. They're the oldest because they're the best.
Back here at Charlestown High School, Mike Beck, Jim Kazmarek, as we bring you the keys of the ball game tonight. Tonight's keys of the game brought to you by one of our great sponsors. That's the Locker Room in downtown Jeffersonville. For the premier screen printing and embroidery in the area, stop by or call the Locker Room at 812-282-8600. Okay, let's talk about it tonight. What are some of the keys? Let's start with the visiting team, North Harrison. What do they have to do to leave here tonight 4-0?
Well, control the ball, stay on the ground, which is their strength. Don't do anything that you don't practice, and I'm sure they practice running the ball all the time. They're going to try to control the line of scrimmage, both offensively and defensively. I would think since both teams are primarily run teams, you're going to see a lot of 8-man fronts, 4 down linemen, 5 down linemen, 4 linebackers, 3 linebackers. There's going to be a lot of people right in the box, which is the line of scrimmage area for both teams. You're going to see probably 18 people lined up inside the box fighting it out. So North Harrison has to control the line of scrimmage. They have to control the ball. They have to run the ball successfully, and when need be able to throw some play-action passes in. And I would suspect that they don't want to pass when they have to pass, if that makes sense. That if it's 3rd and long, if they get in any 3rd and long situations, I would not expect them to pass. What I would expect them to maybe throw a play-action pass in would be on 2nd and short or 3rd and short.
So you're thinking 3rd and long, they may be a draw, they may
just run it off tackle, punt, and play good defense.
Gotcha. Okay. What about Charlestown? They're 2-1. They want to go 3-1 tonight. This would be a big win in the conference. What do they have to do?
Ditto. They're going to do the same thing. They're
rinse
a running
and repeat,
team,
right?
We're going to focus on those 5 offensive linemen and 4 or 5 defensive linemen for both teams all night long. They're going to try to control the line of scrimmage. They're going to run the ball. They may pass it a little bit more to try to loosen up North Harrison, we saw them against Floyd Central with a pretty good passing attack in that jamboree. I'm not sure exactly how successful they were in the last couple of games, but you're going to see the same thing. You're going to see them load up the box. There's going to be 8 defenders close to the line of scrimmage trying to stop the North Harrison running attack. You're going to see them run the ball. They're going to try to keep it between the tackles. They'll run loots on some sweeps, but that's basically what they're going to do. It's really going to be, they're both wearing blue uniforms. They have blue and white.
Yeah.
So it's almost going to look like an inter-squad scrimmage once this game gets started, because they're both kind of the same team.
And they're built very, very similarly. And one thing to note, we saw them in the scrimmage a few weeks ago together, and they did throw some passes there. Their first game, not a single pass. Not a single pass.
Yeah.
So Coach Hawkins, he likes to throw a little, as you would call, some trickeration in there, or some wrinkles in the ball game.
Right.
But we'll figure that out. And I want to correct myself. Our keys to the game tonight brought to you by our great sponsor, Packy Page. I was looking at the wrong line on the paper. Allstate Insurance Agent Packy Page and Floyd's Knobs are free quote on your car insurance. Stop by his office in Highlander Point or call 812-202-7271. Allstate Insurance Agent Packy Page is our keys to the game sponsor.
And when you go to the locker room after on Saturday, ask to say hello to Dale Orm for me.
Yeah, Dale. He's a Southern Indiana fixture.
He is.
There in the locker room. So, and we'll talk more about them as we get scoring updates, because Locker Room is our scoring update sponsor. But all that is to say, that's what's going on here. Those are your keys to the game tonight. We'll stand by. We'll be back with more right after this on glycod.com.
Whether your car needs a routine fix or an important repair, you'll want to take it to Vonyers, family owned in Jeffersonville since 1981, with old-fashioned values including honesty and integrity. Vonyers is dedicated to giving your car the best possible service in the industry. That's why service is our product at Vonyers, located at 1903 Dutch Lane in Jeffersonville. Call 812-283-6215. That's 812-283-6215. Online at Vonyers.com. Many children in your community need a voice. That's why you should volunteer for CASA, court-appointed special advocates who stand for the best interest of abused and neglected children involved in the court system. CASA volunteers are ordinary community members, and as a volunteer, you'll receive plenty of training and have lots of resources to help you with your cases. For more information or to become a volunteer, contact your local CASA office or visit casaforchildren.org.
Doug and Maureen hope to travel the world as missionaries in some of the most remote nations. We honor them for their work. Thanks, guys.
Bill and Frank have served the country with honor during the Vietnam War. Bill has 2 Purple Hearts. Thank you both for your service.
We're truly honored to serve a generation that's really made a difference. For more information about American senior communities, please visit us at asccare.com.
Hello, this is Clark County Sheriff Jamie Knoll. I'd like to ask for your vote for re-election on Tuesday, November the 6th. And also, this ad was paid for and approved by Jamie Knoll for Sheriff.
When it comes to basketball, the Kentucky Wildcats are legendary. And when it comes to steaks, so is Pat's Steakhouse. Pat's opened in 1958, the same year the Fiddlin' Five won the national title. To make a reservation, call 502-893-2062 and check out patsteakhouselouisville.com. And when the weather's nice, make sure to ask about sitting out on the patio at Pat's. Pat's Steakhouse. They're not the best because they're the oldest. They're the oldest because they're the best.
Back here at the field, Mike Beck, Jim Kazmarek tonight. Glad to be with you as Charlestown running out there and getting excited, bouncing around at midfield and getting ready to take on North Harrison here in just a bit. Time for our starting lineups. We'll give you some of the key spots for both teams. Tonight's starting lineups brought to you by Vonyers Auto Air. Vonyers Service is our product. Vonyers Auto Air and Jeff, 812-283-6215. Coach, who are some of those key people? We've mentioned many of them, but let's run them through one more time for the folks at home.
Well, because both teams keep the ball on the ground and it's primarily running teams, to me the key players in the game are going to be the offensive linemen. So very seldom do you get the key players of the game mentioned, but let me just go over this a little bit. Devin Tronson for North Harrison's 5'11", 221. Sam Switzer, senior, 5'11", 260. Colton Syburns is 6'1", 245. Garrett Gunther, 5'10", 185. That's a small guy for them. Logan Sin, 5'9", 175. So they've got three pretty good-sized young men in the offensive line. I would suspect that those three guys will be on the same side of the line, center, guard, tackle, and we look to them to look running on their side. Now, on top of that, I'm looking at their running backs. Jalen Peak, 5'10", 220. That's a pretty good-sized young man. The quarterback, 17, Skylar Wetzel, 6 foot, 200 pounds.
Nice.
So they have some big young men on their team. On Charlestown, we're looking at Sam Burns, Sean Baker, Gavin Mattingly, Wyatt Williams, and Brody Wagers, the starting linemen for Charlestown. And they, as we know, they have some real size on their line also.
Okay, well, we're going to take a quick break as they go to the national anthem. We'll be right back with Game right after this on GlyCod.com. Stay with us. Football coming your way next.
Whether your car needs a routine fix or an important repair, you'll want to take it to Vonyers, family owned in Jeffersonville since 1981, with old-fashioned values including honesty and integrity. Vonyers is dedicated to giving your car the best possible service in the industry. That's why service is our product at Vonyers, located at 1903 Dutch Lane in Jeffersonville. Call 812-283-6215. That's 812-283-6215. Online at Vonyers.com.
Hi folks, Jeff Kennedy with HKC Roofing. HKC has a full-time quality control supervisor on all our jobs. That's why we provide the best warranties in the roofing industry. We're so sure you'll love your new HKC roof. If you aren't satisfied, we'll pay a competitor to replace it. Call us now for your free digital roof analysis at 502-212-1081 or go online at roofyourhouse.com.
Dr. Carter's office, Annette speaking. How may I help you?
From your very first call through your dental exam and recare appointments, the warm personal care from Dr. Todd Carter and his friendly staff at Carter Family Dentistry will put you at ease. Dr. Carter can take care of you and your family's dental needs, from gentle cleanings to complex procedures. Call Annette or Joyce today at 812-944-5155 and see why 5 generations of patients still return to Carter Family Dentistry, located on Mount Tabor Road in New Albany.
Dubuque County Fair is about to get its face melted! Yeah!
1 second. I guess their faces are safe.
Shut up, Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff, shut up.
Shut up, Jeff. I don't need your help.
Just like what happened in Pittsburgh.
Never mention Pittsburgh!
When you need to be there, you need an Interstate, the car battery auto techs prefer.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
From Glycod Communications, it's Kentuckiana Football Friday. Presented by Interstate Batteries. Outrageously dependable since 1952. And available throughout southern Indiana. For the dealer nearest you, visit interstatebatteries.com. Tonight's game is also brought to you by Centra Credit Union. For banking and financial services that are centered around you. Clark County Sheriff Jamie Knoll, who reminds you not to text and drive. Kentuckiana Oral Surgery, with 4 locations to serve you, including behind Menards at Town Center Boulevard in Jeff. The W.M. Kelly Company in New Albany, designing, building, innovating, and now hiring. The Locker Room. Voyner's Autowear in Jeffersonville, family owned since 1981. And by Allstate agent Packy Page of Floyd's Knobs. He'll put you in good hands. Now to the field for all the action from Glycod Communications on Kentuckiana Football Friday. Presented by Interstate Batteries.
Mike Beck, Jim Kazmarek here at Charlestown High School as we get ready for kickoff between Charlestown and North Harrison. North Harrison set to receive the opening kick.
Yeah, set the receiver, Jalen Peak, and it looks like Zane Armstrong deep for North Harrison. Kicking off for Charlestown is number 17, Caleb Anderson, a sophomore.
Jalen Peak, and they've got Harley up about 5 yards also.
All right, the referee's getting set, and we're about ready to get this thing going.
Players agreed to play very well last week, and one of them's going to have a chance to get the first touch on the ball here. And the kickoff by Andrew Mattingly is up, and we're underway from Charlestown. The ball bounces, and
Ball is taken down about the 10-yard line. Picked up, brought out across the 25 in North Harrison.
Zane Armstrong, nice return.
Yeah, Zane, nice return. He got it out about a 20-yard return on that. First and 10. Ball will be spotted. I believe it looks like it's going to be the 26.
Yeah, ball on the 26.
First and 10.
So let's focus on some of this offensive line play we've been talking about.
Let's see what they do as they come out here. First play from scrimmage, North Harrison. First time we've gotten to see the Cougars tonight. Quarterback under center. You don't see that so much these days.
Wishbone too tight.
Hand off right side. Bounces off tackle. Nice run by Gavin Bruner. I mean, sorry, Jalen
Peak.
Yes. He's senior 5'10", 220. That's one of those kids you don't want to meet in an alley somewhere because he'll run you down.
Yeah, he's stout. 5'10", 220.
Nice first run there. Picked up 4 yards on that initial carry. It'll be 2nd and 6.
because it was just a steady dose of
Again, one tight, one wide. Got a slot,
different
left, and I formation.
Quarterback under center. Takes the snap. Handoff left side. Charlestown sniffed that out.
Charlestown certainly did.
That's like putting a steak on the Barbie there.
Yeah.
It's like, Mr. Peak, you got me the first time, not the second. Loss of a yard.
Strong play. Strong defensive play by 53, Wyatt Williams.
3rd and 7.
And 50, Candido Martinez.
Very efficient.
61, Aiden Dennison. 3 good players.
Conservative offense here so far, opening up. They jumped, didn't get
tight left, slot, twins right.
And a quick pass out to the flanker. Gets through the first wave. He'll have the first down and more. A great pitch and catch to Jake Harley that time on the reception. 1st and 10, ball out across the 40.
That looked like a pass, but it was actually a sweep. That was just a way to get the ball out wide and run a sweep play. But it was a pass.
It was, and a ball out on the 42-yard line. 1st and 10, North Harrison, and that's how you convert when you don't have a big downfield passing game. You throw it horizontally. They've been talking about that in the NFL, the average passing yards dropping every year for the past decade. Shorter and shorter. Pitch to the right side. Jalen Peak climbs over one guy.
So we've now seen him in 4 plays in 4 different formations. That time that was a power I formation.
Stopped by Wyatt Williams and others for the Pirate defense. But after a pickup of about 3, 2nd down and we'll call it 7.
And we're seeing early on in this ball game, these aren't going to be maybe.
Anytime a running team like this can get 3 to 4 yards every time they're carrying the ball. That's what they're looking at. 3 to 4 yards every time they carry.
And a cloud of dust fumble. Ball on the ground and picked up by
Charlestown. Yes. Bad snap.
Officials are signaling Charlestown with the ball.
And I believe the
61
Aiden Dennison, big senior leader on the defense, and he comes up with a big play, loose ball. He's on that like a
little bit of an exchange problem there between the center and the quarterback.
You expect that early in the season, but not so much in Game 4. No,
not now.
Well, we're going to see
Game 1, you might get a mulligan on that with your coaches never give you a mulligan.
No. And as a coach, unfortunately for the center, it's never the quarterback's fault. So unfortunately, the center has to take the blame for that.
One of the things that we didn't talk about were turnovers. Could be a factor tonight. 1st and 10.
And Charlestown's playing on a short field. They're on the 45-yard line. There's Lutz.
Oh,
he broke loose already.
Nice run out across the 35. He got about 9 on his first carry from scrimmage. 2nd and 1, and that's the way you do it.
Skylar Wetzel on the tackle. He's also their quarterback. He plays cornerback.
On paper, a lot of people said North Harrison may be the better team, but I saw a couple of pundits, and you can say what you say about pundits. They don't play and they don't coach, but they have opinions.
Yeah, that's right. They get paid for that too.
And the pundits were in agreement that it was going to be Charlestown tonight. We'll see. I formation, quarterback under center, pitch to Luke's right side, bounces out, cuts back, and picks up the first down in about 6 yards on the carry.
Yes.
Nice run.
Kind of an interesting formation there. They had a back kind of hiding behind the guard, and he actually played the role of a pulling guard on that play.
Anything to get Luke's in the open.
And, the key to that was you can use that back as a pulling guard, and you can leave your guard in there to block to make sure you don't get any penetration. Interesting formation.
1st and 10.
Again, tight end left and split receivers right. But I expect Luch is going to carry the ball, and I was right.
Nice run up the middle, 5-yard gain for Luke's.
So right now, you can see Charlestown's offensive line is controlling this game. They're controlling the line of scrimmage. They're handling the North Harrison defensive line. And North Harrison's got some good-sized young men in there.
Yeah, that was the interesting thing a couple weeks ago when we saw this Charlestown team at Brownstown. They were definitely larger, but Brownstown was quicker, and they had their way with those big guys. It was interesting to watch. Murphy under center, everybody set. Snap, got it.
Yep.
And that one goes to the inside.
Yeah, it was a quick handoff to Peyton Ham, the fullback.
Yeah, that's actually Addison Logsdon, a jersey change from early in the season.
Okay.
So that's not been updated on our roster. My mistake to not point that out to you. Apologize for that. But nice run. He got 4 yards on that. Picks up 4. So 3rd and 1 down at the 21-yard line. Almost into the red zone.
He's a lot bigger than Luke's, but Logsdon has been very effective running the ball as well. So that's a big 3rd down.
Murphy and the I formation behind him. Logsdon and Luke's. And the pitch is to Luke's left side. Follows his blocker. Now
He should
it's a
be
foot
in.
race.
And he's in.
Hits the pylon, and they gave him the touchdown.
Yes.
21-yard touchdown run from Marion Luke's.
Mike, that looked like it was designed to go off tackle. And Lutz, as good a runner as he is, he just did a little juke step and took it outside.
Quick hitting play.
Yes.
And they are on the scoreboard, 6-0 Charlestown with the first lead of the night. And there's the first cannon of the night as well.
And short field paid off for Charlestown.
And the extra point attempt will be tried by Caleb Anderson, their kicker. He lines up. Murphy, the holder. It's always good when your quarterback can do that. Good hands. Kick is up. And it's through there. And just like that, the score, Charlestown 7, North Harrison nothing.
7 to go in the first quarter. Charlestown 7.
Quick game here.
0.
All on the ground except for one pass, and that was a completed pass to North Harrison, so the clock will continue to run. Charlestown 7, North Harrison nothing here in the first quarter. The stadium filled up pretty nicely across the way, and we were about 10 minutes after we got started our pregame. I looked across there and thought, is there something else going on in town tonight? And then all of a sudden,
it's filled up.
Yeah, they filled up nicely.
They were in the parking lot tailgating.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Oh, don't remind me. I haven't had dinner yet.
Yeah, I haven't either.
7-0 here at Charlestown is the home team, and I believe it's homecoming night. Either that or girls just dress up out here in Charlestown for no reason.
That would be pretty impressive if they do, because there's a group of nice young ladies all dressed up in ball gowns.
Very lovely.
17, again, kicking off. Caleb Anderson.
Ball fell off the tee. He'll get one more attempt at it. If it falls again, we'll have to get a holder out there. But he steps back about 7 yards and will make his approach. And the kick is kind of a low bouncer. It'll be taken by the middle guy in the back. Picked up about the 15. Cuts to the right. Has a seam.
Has some room.
And some blockers out in front. Good blocking by North Harrison. And what a great return. And Zane Armstrong again.
Yep. That's a nice return.
I liked how he read his blockers. The blockers were pushing him different directions. He was just cutting back and forth.
Back and forth. Follow your blockers.
1st and 10, ball out at the 47-yard line. That's talk about setting up a short field. That's not bad at all. Let's see if North Harrison.
Jared Fenn is at quarterback. Again, more of a power eye look for North Harrison.
Straight ahead handoff. That's a little more than 3 yards in a cloud of dust.
That's a good gain. That's a 5-yard gain.
Nice run up the middle. Jalen Peak carrying the team on his back so far tonight. Virtually every touch has been to Peak.
Well, 5'10", 220. I'm sure he can handle it. The ball doesn't weigh that much, so it should.
I see what you say about these teams, though, being built very similarly.
Yes.
The only difference, perhaps, is the speed of their tailbacks.
That's right.
Yeah. 2nd and 5. Peak again.
And you could see, you're right, it's basically the same team running the same plays. The big difference, you could see the speed of their tailback as compared to Lutz getting to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, just a little bit faster for Mr. Lutz.
So, North Harrison's got to rely on just the power of getting 3, 4, and 5 yards.
And that time he got a couple, so it's going to be 3rd and 3. Here in the first quarter, Charlestown struck first, just under 6 minutes to go. Tight formation offensively. Quick handoff right side. Peak again.
Nice tackle by 51 for Cody Wagers, and number 11, Bryce Sweeney for North Harrison. So 4th and 2. Do you punt? Do you go? I believe Coach is going to go. There's no question. He didn't even take time.
Yeah, he didn't even give any consideration to it, apparently.
No.
I think he's got a lot of faith in that offensive line. If they can't pick up 2 yards, they don't deserve a first down.
But you look at Charleston. They've got 11 guys within 4 yards of the line of scrimmage.
Quarterback kept it, drove straight ahead, and picked up just enough for a first down. He needed 2. He got about 2 and an 8.
6'2", 215. Yeah, you're right. He barely got it.
But Jarrett Finn, he's a big boy, and I think they relied on that. First down, North Harrison, first time across midfield for them tonight. They're in.
That was actually Skylar Wetzel at quarterback.
Oh, was that Wetzel?
Yeah, they just put Fenn back in the game.
So they're alternating quarterbacks.
Yes.
Interesting.
6'2", 215.
I missed that. 1st and 10. Jake Harley on the carry. Kind of a little pitch to the right side, and I guess he was going to try to just look for a slot and exploit it, but nothing much there. Picked up about 1.5 yards. It'll be 2nd down and about 8.
On a play that we've seen North Harrison run numerous times, a pitch out to the right side.
It's a power pitch play. It's not really a sweep. It's designed to go off tackle.
Yeah.
Again, tight end and a power I formation.
Charlestown defense looks ready. Similar play, if not the same play. They try it again this time.
Yeah, a real nice block by 33 Chase Johnson. And I think Coach calls him their king back. They're going to use him as a tight end, maybe as a blocking back, in a lot of different situations. So I think his position is called king back.
Well, he got it out down to about the 36-yard line. Yeah. It's going to be about third and 5.
So that brings up about 3rd and a long 4 yards. Ball on the 36-yard line. North Harrison is going to be another.
Back to the left side. Nice little seam.
Yes. Counter toss. Very interesting play. Counter toss. It looks like it was going to be a toss to the right, and the back takes a little step, and the quarterback tosses it back to him.
Harley came up with just a little bit
4th and 1.
Favoring his ankle. I'm not sure if he was injured on the play or not. He comes out, and they'll send in their biggins here.
Yeah, he is limping a little bit.
Zane Armstrong goes into the game. He'll go split out to the left side. Jalen Peak in the backfield, lined up behind the quarterback. Fenn, the quarterback, hands off to Peak. Not a surprise. Peak fights.
Oh, he broke tackle.
And he's just trying to get past his blockers on the way to the end zone.
Yeah.
And a 33-yard touchdown run for Jalen Peete.
Great job of keeping his feet moving when he was stopped. Keep your feet moving, keep finding something soft, and he did that. He broke 2 tackles. Outstanding job of running the football.
Under 3 minutes to go here in the first quarter, and we got a 7-6 ball game, and perhaps a tie game if the extra point is good. Luke Robertson in to attempt the extra point. It'll be held by Zane Armstrong, and we'll see if they can tie it up here.
The PAT kick here.
And defense jumped a little bit ambitious there. Andrew Snyder across the line.
Now they're going for 2. They're going to go for 2.
So this time.
That a break for perhaps the Cougars.
Yep.
Hey guys, let's go for it. Let's see what we can do here.
They'll move the ball down to the 1-yard line, and that makes it. The percentages go up the closer you get.
Oh yeah. Well, and that drives a coach crazy because you're not probably good chance you're not going to block that kick. And to jump offside in that situation is drive coaches crazy.
I know somebody's going to be running laps on Saturday morning. I'm just guessing.
Yeah.
Tight formation, eye backfield. And it's going to be a 2-point conversion.
Yes. So North Harrison, just a great isolation play off tackle. Got that power eye formation.
7 Charlestown, 8 North Harrison. That defensive offsides could be a very costly penalty. 1 point can decide a ball game.
Yep, you're right. Well, the situation, it puts the next team that scores. What do you do?
Now, yeah.
Go for 1, go for 2.
Now you have a decision.
I coached 1 year when we didn't have a kicker. We never had to make that decision. We went for 2 on every conversion, and at the end of the season, we were 50%. We made 50% of those conversions, and if you figure it out, that meant we would have been 100% on kicks. So chances
you didn't lose anything.
That's right. Chances are you're not going to. And we had special plays for the 2-point conversion.
All right. Well,
interesting.
Luke Robertson to kick. He'll kick it off. First time we've seen him kick off tonight. Charlestown's kicked off twice. This is North Harrison's first opportunity to see their kickoff team in action. Here's his approach. Nobody offsides. High end-over-end kick. Going to be taken by the younger Lukes, who goes straight up the middle.
And has a good return up to the 35-yard line, 34-yard line.
Nice return. Devin Lukes, the younger brother of Marion and a future star here at Charlestown. He's a current star. He's very effective the last couple of weeks in a kind of a backup role to his brother. Give him a breather every once in a while.
And he's only a freshman.
Just a freshman, yeah.
So next year they'll have a senior Lutz, a sophomore Lutz, probably both playing at the same time.
Oh man, it's a terrible problem that Coach Hawkins has here in Charlestown. 1st and 10. Pirates got the ball on the 35.
High formation, 1 single back.
Luke's nice cuts.
Yes, he is.
Wow. 12 yards on that carry.
And that should have been stopped at the line of scrimmage.
You sure should have.
North Harrison had the play well defended, and sometimes you just can't defend those kind of moves.
Gets it out to the 47-yard line. Nice run by Marion Lukes. He knows how to read the hole and understand when it's going to open and when it's going to close.
Response after going and having a great first drive on offense.
So tight. Unbalanced right.
Murphy takes the snap, pitch to Lukes, right side, jumps inside the tackle, and maybe a yard on that carry. Good defense that time from North Harrison. Blake, Schickel, and others on the defense came up with a good stop.
The interesting thing about Charlestown is on those sweep plays, the quarterback is a lead blocker, which is kind of interesting that the quarterback is a lead blocker on those plays.
Well, some coaches are braver than others. Let's just say that.
Well, there's 2 reasons I didn't like to do that. You can imagine the first one, but the second one is normally all he does is get in the way.
Yeah, quarterbacks don't like contact. I found that out a long time ago. First man through is Logston. Gets through the first wave, but brought down around the ankles after about a 4-yard gain. 3rd and 5.
65 makes the stop. That would be Colton Siebens, I think.
Siebens
66.
on the stop.
Yeah, 66. Big boy. He is 6'1", 245.
Defensive tackle in there. 245. But yeah, you're not going to move him around too much.
Here's an interesting score. It just came in update. Madison 7, Jeff 0.
Interesting. 3rd and 5 in this situation. Hand off to Lukes. Straight ahead. He's got the first down. And now we've got a rugby scrum.
Now we got a scrum. Somebody blow a whistle. Stop the play. There you
I'm
go.
surprised they let that go that long.
Yeah.
There's been an increased emphasis on player safety, and that's a place where people are vulnerable.
Yeah.
Trust me, I've been in there.
Yeah, a lot of bad things happen in those scrums like that. Especially now they're all digging for the football. So.
Absolutely. But a first down run
by
Lukes. Down inside the 40-yard line. 1st and 10. Just
30 seconds. Yeah, just under 30 seconds
something like that.
Again, Charlestown 2 wide, high formation.
Should be the last play of the quarter. Clock ticks down. Logston takes the handoff. Nice run. Gets all the way down inside the 30 to close to the 25.
That should be the end of the
quarter. And another first down.
And
well, he got a first down, so they'll stop the clock with just a few ticks. But as soon as they start to wind it again, Charlestown's not going to try to run a play here. Coach Hawkins, he'll take the time. I don't think they're aware of it on the field. And it isn't the end of one.
So all of a sudden, real quick, Addison Logston has become a main man in this offense.
North Harrison 8, Charlestown 7. We'll take a break, and we'll be right back with more football right after this. You're watching Glycod.com coverage of Kentuckiana high school football.
When you want the best in oral surgery, try Kentuckiana Oral and Maxillofacial Surgical Associates. Think of us as KYOMS. Whether it's implants or dentures, reconstructive surgery, or wisdom teeth removal, KYOMS specialists combine their experience with the latest technology to give you the highest level of comfort and care. To find out about our 4 Louisville locations, visit us online, KYOMS.com. That's KYOMS.com.
The Locker Room is proud to be a sponsor of Southern Indiana High School Sports, located in historic Jeff at 319 Spring Street. The Locker Room has been a business for over 40 years and was Southern Indiana's first screen printer. They specialize in wholesale screen printing, t-shirts, and have a full-time graphic artist on staff. No job is too big or small. The Locker Room invites you to team up with the best. For more information, call The Locker Room at 282-8600. That's 282-8600.
Welcome back, Mike Beck, Jim Kazmarek, and we got quite a football game here, Jim. This is a good one. Second quarter just getting ready to get underway, and 8-7, North Harrison on top, but Charlestown ready to threaten again, 1st and 10. And Marion Lukes got some room to roam.
Yep. And I was just going to tell you that Marion Lukes had 64 yards and 7 carries, but I think we just need to tack on another 15 of that. No.
Yeah, give him 11.
No, give him 11. So 8 carries and 75 yards.
Not a bad
Logston 3 carries for 21 yards. And for North Harrison, Peak has 7 carries for 48 yards. Harley, 3 carries, 9 yards. And we have 1 pass.
And they took a quick timeout there. Not sure what was going on. We'll stay here with the action so we can kind of update. Thoughts on that first quarter? Any surprises that you saw?
Well, no surprises. Both coaches said they were going to run the ball and control the ball. I think maybe the biggest surprise was the turnover resulted in a touchdown, and the other surprise, and it really shouldn't be, is the way Lukes is running the ball, and he's doing a good job of getting inside, forcing the North Harrison players inside, and then breaking outside. North Harrison has to do a better job with their 2 defensive ends or outside linebackers to make sure they stay at home and contain that outside area. Now, whether or not they're good enough athletes to bring Lukes down, that's another problem. But they need somebody out there with a white jersey for Lukes to look at.
1st and 10, ball on the 15. Pitch. Lukes, I don't know how he got through there, but he did inside the 10 before he's tripped up. He goes down and looks like he Now, that wasn't the one tweaked at ankle.
No,
That was
53. That was Wyatt Williams. He's getting up. He's going to shake it off. He's an offensive lineman.
And they never get hurt.
No, you just shake it off, walk it off.
Yeah, and you know about those offensive. They're big uns up there.
I certainly do.
They never quit.
They're never allowed to get hurt. You just walk it off, shake it off, and walk it off.
Continuing to
Second down and about 4 inside the 10-yard line.
Charlestown's unbalanced right with a wing right. I bet they're going to run the ball to the right.
Addison Logsdon with a handoff.
Logsdon up the middle.
Straight ahead. He gets down to about the 5-yard line where he's stopped by a host of Cougars. I don't know what you call a group of Cougars. A pack?
A pack of Cougars.
Pack of Cougars.
Update on the score. Providence 13 and Clarksville 7.
13-7.
Providence over Clarksville.
That's good for Clarksville. They got on the board here early.
I certainly hope they can get off the snide there and get a win soon.
As long as Providence listeners go, just not as long as it's with us.
Yeah, right. Okay, unbalanced left now for Charlestown, and they ran to the not the unbalanced side, and they stuck it pretty good. They stopped Lutz.
Good defense.
Now we got 4th and 1.
Colton Hickman ran across there, a defensive end type player or linebacker, come flying through and grabbed Lukes from behind.
Interesting. It looked like Coach Hawkins may have outthought himself on that one because he had unbalanced left and ran it to the side where there was only 2 blockers. I'm sure he thought North Harrison was going to make a big adjustment to the unbalanced. They didn't. Now he's back to a balanced 2 tight ends.
Wisely so.
And a wing.
4th and 1.
Oh,
timeout. And a timeout taken by Charlestown. They want to take a quick timeout and talk it over. They'll take a break. We'll take one as well. We'll be right back right after this. You're watching Glycod.com coverage of Kentuckiana high school football. Stay with us.
When you want the best in oral surgery, try Kentuckiana Oral and Maxillofacial Surgical Associates. Think of us as KYOMS. Whether it's implants or dentures, reconstructive surgery, or wisdom teeth removal, KYOMS specialists combine their experience with the latest technology to give you the highest level of comfort and care. To find out about our 4 Louisville locations, visit us online, KYOMS.com. That's KYOMS.com.
The Locker Room is proud to be a sponsor of Southern Indiana High School Sports, located in historic Jeff at 319 Spring Street. The Locker Room has been a business for over 40 years and was Southern Indiana's first screen printer. They specialize in wholesale screen printing, t-shirts, and have a full-time graphic artist on staff. No job is too big or...
And we come back here. Jump out of the break. We don't want to miss this big 4th down play. 4th and 1 inside the 10-yard line, and we want to make sure you see this. Murphy under center, and it's a quick pitch to Luke's right side. Going to jump forward, and he does the hurdler.
They had a little jump move there. That was interesting. That's kind of a professional move when you see that little jump cut. Not something that would have been taught years ago, but now it's kind of a taught thing where you do what's called the jump cut.
Big time run that time from Marion Lukes, about 6 yards out, and gets the touchdown. And it's going to bring up an interesting call now. What does Coach Hawkins do?
He's going for 2.
Not a big surprise there. Because if you miss this one, you still can pick it up the next sequence. So, and they're going to go.
It's always going wide. He's got all.
Okay, interesting formation.
He's out of the. He's got the quarterback in the shotgun.
May have to back our cameras off a bit to see the whole formation here. Murphy in the shotgun.
And Lutz carries it.
Lutz gets it. Going to try to bounce it out to the outside. And he gets just enough.
Just enough.
2-point conversion is good. We got a tie ball game. I'm sorry. Nope. Charlestown is up by 7 again.
Yes.
I know where I'm at.
Well, it's you don't see it. I mean, this is not the norm, is to have teams going for 2.
No, it isn't.
So it's thrown our addition off.
That sure has. But we've got a great team tonight here. Appreciate your work. And
and we got a stat man. I do got the shout out for Don Simmons, our fantastic stat man that's with us tonight.
Don Simmons, Ashton Beck, our camera person. She's in the stands shooting and prepared for anything weather-wise. Our secondary camera and Scoreboard tonight run by Will Harper, our intern, and we're glad to have him with us. He's a freshman from Providence, but he's here tonight because he's dedicated, committed to the cause. And he heard that we were giving away free food, so something like that. I'm not sure. But anyway, so the Glycod team ever growing and working hard to bring you the best we possibly can. Speaking of that, next week we're going to have a big game here. Heading down to the doghouse as Columbus East brings their show on the road. And
0-3.
We'll find if the Dogs can get them this year.
3-0. See what happens tonight.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting how things unfold tonight to set up next week. But
hopefully they're not thinking ahead.
Yeah, that can get you.
Back at Trice Field in Charlestown.
Here's the kick.
Kickoff here.
Bouncer.
It's going to be fielded bounce for a second by Harlan, number 10.
That's Drew Kersey.
Drew Kersey.
Brings it up to the 25.
Yes, he did. And I got to say, I'd love to know who the fashion coordinator is for these school uniforms, because some of these numbers are just, I don't care if you got binoculars, they're illegible.
They're very difficult. The 7s, the 1s, they're very, very difficult to see.
The 8s and the 0s,
yes,
too.
8s and 0s, very, very difficult. And I was at a game, the New Albany game, and they had black jerseys with black numbers.
Yeah, that should be outlawed.
Yeah.
1st and 10, ball on the 25.
North Harrison back in the power eye left.
And they go left. Peak with the handoff. And he gets nothing, zilch.
Now that puts a running team in a hole.
Yeah.
You got 2nd and 9. That's not the kind of yardage a running team needs. They need to get 4 and 5 yards on that first down.
2-yard touchdown scamper last drive by Peak. North Harrison
2nd, and they gave him about a yard, but I think that was a very generous spot. It didn't look like he got all that much at all. But 2nd and 9, and now you got to figure out how you got to get 4 yards at least on this carry to even have a shot. Peak.
Oh, well, he got more than 4.
He's got first down before he's forced out of bounds.
All the way to 50. So now 24-yard gain.
They'll spot him right at the 48-yard line, but yeah, great run.
A totally different running style between these two tailbacks. They're both good football players, but a totally different running style. Peak just kind of runs over people.
Yeah.
Lutz evades people.
Yeah. And who lives longer?
Well,
usually the guy that doesn't take the hits.
That's right.
But Peak, a fine football player in his own right, may not get the glory that Marion Lukes is getting here in Southern Indiana, but North Harrison quietly becoming a very consistently good football program, and it's always a good thing to see. And we first flag of the night is a delay of game penalty.
Clean game.
And that flag against North Harrison, their first penalty of the evening, they'll push them back 5.
Say again, they can't. That's.
Put them in a little bit of hole. That's tough when you.
Yeah, that's a running team. Now they've got to make 50. They got to get 5 yards on each play.
Yep. And I have to correct myself. It's the second flag of the night. Charlestown had one early on that extra point attempt, so 1 each. Not bad though in the penalty game tonight.
Not at all.
Charlestown net 1 yard. North Harrison 5 yards in penalties. 1st and 15.
Power eye left.
No, go to the left. Good defensive flow there that time.
Another flag. We talked about penalties, and 2 in a row.
Aiden Dennison, I think, said something that the referee didn't like, because he threw the flag and then tapped him on the shoulder and spoke to him. I have a feeling it's going to be a personal foul penalty, and that will be a big benefit and a boost for North Harrison.
Well, that should give them a first down.
That's one thing you don't want to do is shoot yourself in the foot.
No, they had them in a hole. They had North Harrison in a hole and let them out, and we'll see what happens as a result.
Big first down, 1st and 10, ball just across the 40-yard line, almost to the 41.
We'll see North Harrison now.
About 8.5 to go here in the second quarter. Nice crowd here at Dutch Reese Field.
Power left again.
And Peak gets the handoff again.
Peak.
I love that.
I know. He's just
popping kids.
He
and kicking
is
on
a
it.
stiff arm, and he's kind of a throwback tailback.
You don't see that much.
No, you
these
really
days.
don't. No, and you don't really see. Honestly, Mike, you don't see this type of offense anymore.
No.
It's
kind of old school.
It is fun to watch it. This is the kind of football I love to coach in. And it's high formations and run off tackle and we'd get a little fancy once in a while, run some option stuff and some play action passes and counter plays. But this is fun.
1st and 10, ball on the 27-yard line.
Got the power eye left again. 2 big blockers right there. They seem to have found a soft spot in the Charlestown defense, but
there were 2 blockers lined up behind them.
That time he only got 3 on the carry. 2nd and 7.
They basically had 5 blockers on one side of the line, one side of the ball, and the most Charlestown can bring over there is maybe 4 defenders.
Right.
So they've got a one-man advantage.
And exploit it when they can.
Yeah. Let's see what they do again. You find a weakness, stay with it. There it is again, same formation.
Peak the setback.
5 blockers, actually 6 if you count the center.
Fenn.
Center does a good job of blocking.
Quarterback comes out, throws a block himself.
Yep.
And Peak gets another first down, stays in bounds. Nice run by Peak. Really impressed with this kid.
The other thing that's interesting is Peak, I'm going to keep calling him a tailback, but he's a down in a 3-point stance tailback, which is something you don't see very often.
He runs he looks and runs like a fullback.
Right.
But technically a tailback.
Yes.
Again, and there are some trends in football. You see this a lot where the spread offense and the downfield passes and this lot of motion and movement stuff came into vogue about 15, 20 years ago. When a school does this well, I think it throws off the other.
Oh, it does.
Fenn kept it down to about the 10-yard line.
Yeah.
10-yard line, give about 4 yards on the play.
2nd and 6.
Nice run by Fenn. Nice. You ever give the quarterback the permission to call that keeper?
Always.
If he sees the same, take it.
Yep, always.
Don't know if that's Coach Williamson's philosophy or not, but it sure looked that way.
Yeah, we used to give the quarterback the option to change plays. Now, if you give them complete freedom, if you give them complete freedom, they will change to passes all the time.
Yes.
Or
if you're Chris Miles, you just keep the ball on every play.
Yes.
Fenn under center. Hand off to Peak, left side. Oh yeah, hardly touched at all. 10-yard touchdown run.
So they've found the soft spot in the Charlestown defense, but it's not so much a soft spot is that North Harrison is
flooding it with blockers.
Yes, they've got 5, and if you count the center, if he takes 1 step, he becomes the 6th blocker on one side of the line of scrimmage. And all Charlestown has to do now, if they bring everybody over there to stop that,
counters.
You open up counters going the other direction. So it's a great-looking game plan. They found something that's working, and if it works, keep doing it.
Luke Robertson lines up for the extra point. They'll go for 1. High snap, gets it down, kick is up. Plenty of leg.
Yep,
and
good. Nice kick.
For the uprights. And it's a 1-point
15-15.
tie ball game. 15 all. Hey, we got us a ball game here.
We do, and this is a fun game to watch. Like I say, this is throwback. I'm going back to 1990. And the cheerleaders are doing push-ups. They're doing 15 push-ups. That's cool.
Oh, my goodness. Well, they're the strongest cheerleaders I've ever seen.
Good for the North Harrison cheerleaders. Way to go.
6.5 to go in the second quarter, and we got us a good ball game here. North Harrison, Charlestown tied at 15. Mike Beck, Jim Kazmarek. Jim's been fun so far.
Yeah, well, we've seen two big mistakes that have resulted in touchdowns in this game. The first mistake was the turnover that North Harrison had in the first quarter.
Right.
And that penalty, that 15-yard penalty, ended up causing a touchdown because it would have been, who knows what would have happened. But yet they gave them 15 yards and a first down.
Yeah, that's a big change of field.
Right.
Moved them into short territory and first down, and that's all she wrote. Robertson get ready to kick off again here. Team is set. His approach is true. And a nice kick straight up in the air. Devin Lukes has to go back, drops it. He'll pick it up. Sometimes that's a good thing.
Sometimes those work out the best. And it wasn't a bad return.
Out across the 25, they'll get down at the 26-yard line, and that's where Charlestown will take over. 1st and 10 with about 6 and change left here in the second quarter.
Okay, we've got an update on the New Albany score. New Albany 7, Bedford 0.
That's early in that game.
Yep, early. Floyd and Seymour are still on a rain delay, or storm delay, actually. Madison's still up on Jeff, 7-0.
Not much updating going on. Our score is brought to you tonight by The Locker Room, one of our sponsors. We appreciate their support. Handoff, Luke's bouncing around in there trying to find something, and eventually they tie him up and bring him down.
It might be the first time they've held him to no yardage.
No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd and 10, and that was one of those cases where he was like a pinball trying to bounce forward, and there was just nowhere to go. A lot of white jerseys. 2nd and 10. You know, this game may come down to who makes the last mistake because they're very evenly matched. Different style running backs, but basically the same team.
Right.
And defensively, they're both fine ball clubs. Just a question of who makes the last mistake, I think. Murphy, quick pitch to Lukes. Reads his block. Nice cut.
Yep.
He'll get brought down, but not after a big gain.
Great run there.
Out across the 45 to the 47-yard line. He's gang tackled Skylar Wetzel, quarterback and defensive back. Big stop that time.
Be interesting if we had instant replay because he made a fantastic move. And
yeah, it was beautiful.
Yes, it was.
We're working on it. We're not quite there yet, but who knows? Maybe one day we'll be at that point.
That and the telestrator, Mike.
The telestrator. Well, we'll need at least one more sponsor for the telestrator.
Okay.
Pretty sure of that.
All right. I tight end, a very basic pro formation, and then they're giving it to the fullback again.
Logston.
Yep.
Not much that time, only a yard.
Yep.
He knocked on the door, and they shut it in his face. 2nd down and 9. Under 5 minutes to go. And a close ball game here, second quarter, and things are going pretty well. On homecoming, our homecoming queen, their candidates sitting over off to the side in beautiful dresses. Very colorful,
yes,
too.
And hopefully it doesn't rain because that would be a shame for those young ladies.
That's for sure.
Little motion left.
And they'll go to the left. Lukes takes the pitch, bounces it around, and great stop defensively. Blake Schickel and others shut him down, maybe a yard on the carry.
So it looks like it's 3rd and 8. So will this be a passing play?
Interesting call. I don't think so. I would be shocked if we see a pass out of Charlestown at all tonight.
Yeah.
Could happen, and they had
some subs.
Some fresh legs in there. Maybe the Coach Williamson expecting a downfield pass.
Oh, well, and they put Jalen Peak in the game. I'm sure as a pass rusher, he's going to play defensive end. They also put Aaron Neville.
I formation.
Nope.
But it's going to be another pitch out to the right.
There. Oh,
that not exactly what I thought was going to
happen.
That
wasn't Lutz.
Deke Brown on the carry.
Yeah, it was not Lutz at tailback. So it's 4th down. Will Jason Hawkins go for it?
4th and 5.
I don't think I'd want to give him a short field.
Coach Hawkins is unconventional.
Yes.
He marches to his own drum. So. And it's worked for him. I'm not criticizing in any way. I'm just saying he does things that other coaches don't do, and it seems to work out many times.
And the important thing is that the kids buy into what he's doing. Whatever it might be, it's important that the kids buy into it.
Well, I'll tell you another thing that buys into it. If you look at those stands across the way, it's nearly packed.
Yeah, the fans are buying into it. Yep.
Teams love a winner.
So Dennis is going to let the clock run down and call timeout.
He does. Timeout taken by Charlestown. They'll take a quick break. We'll take one as well. We'll be right back right after this on GlyCod.com's coverage of Kentuckiana High School football. Stay with us. More good stuff coming your way right after this.
Glycod.com is the premier online source for the most in-depth coverage of high school sports. From the best in play-by-play events to real-time score updates and a gallery of the area's top performers, Glycod.com is a must-click for more on your favorite team. Browse and watch video, audio, live, and archived. That's Glycod.com. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter too at Glycod.
Jim Kazmarek, Mike Beck here at Charlestown High School. The score, 15-all in a good ball game.
Charlestown is going to punt it. That's a smart move for Dennis. I really wouldn't want to give North Harrison a short field. It's 2:32. They're a running team. It's going to be hard for them to kill the clock running the football. So, smart move.
Decided to bring on the punting team.
Waits for the snap. Snap.
A little high.
Not a great
Not a
punt.
great kick. Get.
It's going to bounce.
Oh, it used to drive me crazy when kids on the punt team would stand near that ball when it was bouncing around and watch it.
Did they not understand that does not take straight bouncing?
It bounces in the strangest ways.
Yeah, it sure does.
Where can you get them to understand to please get away from the football?
Ball inside the 20. That's where they take over. 1st and 10. North Harrison's got less than 2.5 to go here in the half. And they're going to have to go about 82 yards if they want to get another score in before halftime. Tie ball game at 15.
And at this point, Luke has 111 yards, Peak 110 yards.
1st and 10.
They're back in that same formation, and they're going to go left. And
Fend
there he goes.
He bounces it out, stiff arm, and drug down.
And he gets out of bounds. Smart move to get out of bounds. Stops the clock.
Chased down by Bo Braunecker.
He had a little bit of a Luke's move there where he was taking it inside, bounced it out. By that time, Charlestown's defense had all sucked inside.
Ball out across the 40-yard line to the 41, 1st and 10.
I got to tell you, those two running backs that they've got stationed behind the guard and tackle are really 10 and 13. I can't read his number. Hard
33.
To say. 33 are doing an outstanding job back here.
Chase Johnson.
Yes.
Zane Armstrong.
And 5. 5's the
5-yard carry.
Aaron Neville.
Not the singer.
No, not the singer. Well, who knows? He might be a good singer.
He could be.
I mean, if
And
a name like Aaron Neville, you should.
Aaron Neville on the carry that time. He picked up 5.
Yeah.
Well, they're under 2 minutes to go, and they're about halfway there.
33 and 5 now are in the backfield as the running backs. Harley.
Peak checks back in, lines up behind Fenn now. They'll just pound that left side. Fenn's going to fall forward just short of midfield.
But see, they're eating the clock up, and
it's a nice offense, but it's not built for quick scores.
No.
Unless we get a surprise pass coming here, which I guess is possible. Zane Armstrong, the lone split out far to the far side. Fenn to Peak.
Oh, he fumbled.
Ball's on the ground.
Well, I tell you, somebody. Yep.
And
the number 29 comes out of the scrum with the football. Chandler Nolan. And I'm not sure if Chandler made the tackle, but whoever made the tackle, I couldn't tell, just put his helmet right on the football. You couldn't have coached the kid better than how to create a fumble.
Well, I'm sure Coach Hawkins will say, yeah, I did coach him to do that.
Well, I bet he did.
Exactly what I told him.
Now, with 1 minute and 7 seconds, I think Charlestown is out of timeouts. So I think they've burned their timeouts.
We will see. Charlestown, North Harrison tied at 15 all, just over a minute to go in the half, and a good ball game. One thing Charlestown does have is a good pitch and catch combo.
Yeah, they can't throw it upfield.
But not this play.
Nope.
Pitch out to Luke's left side, gets the wide side of the field, a lot of room to run.
He's still running.
And inside the 40, down across
Clock
the 35.
Stops.
35-yard line.
They'll spot it at the 34, so 1st and 10.
Moved here for Charlestown as they were
Just under a minute to go. Charlestown would love to punch something in here, go in at halftime with the lead, feel like they recover from a couple of their blunders early on. Clock running. Formation. Lukes cuts it back to the left, started to the right, and down in across the 20-yard line down to the 19. Another first down. Clock stops as they move the chains. And he's giving a workout to our scorekeeper here. Well, you're doing a fine job, but it's hard to keep up with all that's going on there. They down the ball. It'll bring up 2nd and 10, but what do you think of this offensive series?
Well, remember, we had 2 mistakes so far, the fumble, the penalty. Now we've got a 3rd mistake. So we're going to see how this plays out here in 35 seconds.
Charlestown set to get the ball to start the second half. They kicked off to open the game. So if they can punch it in here and get the ball back, ostensibly they could go up 2 touchdowns or at least 2 scores. They'd love to see that happen. Lukes starts right, cuts back to the left, finds a little room up the middle, but not as much as the last couple of carries. We'll give him 5, make it 6.
Dennis had 1 timeout left.
And we'll get a quick break here as Coach Hawkins trying to save precious seconds on the clock. He'll take a break. We'll take a quick one. We'll be right back. Stay with us. More football coming your way right after this.
The friendly neighborhood Centra Credit Union here. Up for saving money? Visit Centra.org or a branch today for a free loan checkup. We'll look at what you're spending on loan payments at Centra or with other lenders, and if we can help you save money, we'll tell you how, because every nickel counts.
Jimmy, what I see there in your ear, it's a nickel. How'd it get there?
Even those nickels.
Save them up, and someday you'll be rich.
Centra Credit Union, centered around you. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity. All loans subject to credit approval.
Mike Beck, Jim Kazmarek back here as the action getting close to the halftime point of the ball game. Charlestown called a timeout, trying to figure out how to get into the end zone with under 30 seconds to go in the half. Can they put together something? They haven't gone to the air all night.
Nah, I don't think they will.
That'd be out of character at this point. They do have one split out, but he's awfully wide. Bad pitch, loose ball. It's still on the ground. And
North Harrison's got it.
And a big mistake that time on the exchange between Murphy and Lukes, and it ends up costing Charlestown the ball.
You know, Mike, I'm not sure what that play was going to be. I'm not sure that Lukes wasn't going to throw a pass or the quarterback was going to fake to him. It just looked like not the same fluid
like a play that they haven't run a lot in practice.
Right.
It's been in there, but not much. And what they do is let the clock expire. That's the end of the half. We'll come back with our halftime coverage at the break. It's Charlestown and North Harrison knotted up at 15. Good ball game here. We'll take a break and we'll be back with our halftime coverage right after this on Glycod.com. Stay with us, folks.
Your friendly neighborhood Centra Credit Union here.
Hello, this is Clark County Sheriff Jamie Knoll. I'd like to ask for your vote for re-election on Tuesday, November the 6th. And also, this ad was paid for and approved by Jamie Knoll for sheriff.
When it comes to basketball, the Kentucky Wildcats are legendary. And when it comes to steaks, so is Pat's Steakhouse. Pat's opened in 1958, the same year the Fiddlin' Five won the national title. To make a reservation, call 502-893-2062 and check out PatSteakhouseLouisville.com. And when the weather's nice, make sure to ask about sitting out on the patio at Pat's. Pat's Steakhouse. They're not the best because they're the oldest. They're the oldest because they're the best.
Whether your car needs a routine fix or an important repair, you'll want to take it to Vonyers, family owned in Jeffersonville since 1981, with old-fashioned values including honesty and integrity. Vonyers is dedicated to giving your car the best possible service in the industry. That's why service is our product at Vonyers, located at 1903 Dutch Lane in Jeffersonville. Call 812-283-6215. That's 812-283-6215. Online at Vonyers.com.
Dr. Carter's office. Annette speaking. How may I help you?
From your very first call through your dental exam and recare appointments, the warm personal care from Dr. Todd Carter and his friendly staff at Carter Family Dentistry will put you at ease. Dr. Carter can take care of you and your family's dental needs, from gentle cleanings to complex procedures. Call Annette or Joyce today at 812-944-5155 and see why 5 generations of patients still return to Carter Family Dentistry, located on Mount Tabor Road in New Albany.
Your friendly neighborhood Centra Credit Union here. Up for saving money? Visit Centra.org or a branch today for a free loan checkup. We'll look at what you're spending on loan payments at Centra or with other lenders, and if we can help you save money, we'll tell you how, because every nickel counts.
Jimmy, oh, what I see there in your ear, it's a nickel. How'd it get there?
Even those nickels.
Save them up, and someday you'll be rich.
Centra Credit Union, centered around you. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity. All loans subject to credit approval.
Tonight's halftime report is brought to you by Centra Credit Union, centered around you. Find out about online banking and other services by visiting Centra.org.
It's halftime here at Charlestown. The score tied up 15-15. North Harrison and Charlestown in quite a battle. Mid-Southern Conference game here tonight. Mike Beck, Jim Kazmarek, and it's been a good game so far. Time to give you some updates on some things. And first thing we want to do is update you on some scores. Our halftime score is brought to you tonight by Teresa Lamb. Teresa Lamb and State Farm, one of the sponsors. We appreciate them. If you need insurance or have insurance needs, you can see Teresa Lamb of New Albany for great friendly service from someone you can count on. Call Teresa at 812-945-8088. Let's look at the scoreboard here. At Providence tonight, a good one here for if you're a Generals fan. They trail by less than a touchdown, down 13-7. The last update, Providence 13, Clarksville 7. That's always a tough battle. New Albany leading Bedford North Lawrence at last check, 7-0. Madison over Jeffersonville in an early score. We haven't had an update on that one, but we hope we'll get you some of these updated scores as they come to us. Madison 7, Jeff 0. Maybe a little bit of a surprise there. And late update, Floyd Central and Seymour game up, and Seymour has been rain and lightning delayed most of the evening. Finally, that game just got underway just a few moments ago. Right here, we are at halftime, and the score, as I mentioned, Charlestown and North Harrison tied up at 15, and it's been a good ball game, but it's homecoming night tonight, and you see the players, some of the players, part of those escorts, that probably doesn't make Coach Hawkins too happy. Jim Kazmarek stepped away for a moment, but we're going to go ahead and take another break. When we come back, we'll have more stuff right after this as our halftime coverage of North Harrison and Charlestown continues here on Glycod.com. Stand by. Coming your way right after this.
Your friendly neighborhood Centra Credit Union here. Up for saving money? Visit Centra.org or a branch today for a free loan checkup. We'll look at what you're spending on loan payments at Centra or with other lenders, and if we can help you save money, we'll tell you how, because every nickel counts.
Jimmy, oh, what I see there in your ear, it's a nickel. How'd it get there?
Even those nickels.
Save them up, and someday you'll be rich.
Centra Credit Union, centered around you. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity. All loans subject to credit approval.
What brings you and Greg to marriage counseling today?
Jake from State Farm. My husband calls him all the time. 2, 3 in the morning, it doesn't matter.
Greg, is this true?
Yeah, Jake saves us tons on our insurance, no matter what time it is.
And how much did he save you?
Hundreds.
Can I call this Jake from State Farm?
You've got to be kidding me.
State Farm is there for you anytime, anywhere. Just call or click today. Get to a better state. State Farm.
Remember to contact Teresa Lamb in New Albany.
Dubuque County Fair is about to get its face melted! Yeah!
1 second. I guess their faces are safe. This is
Shut up, Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff, shut up. Shut up, Jeff.
I don't need your help.
Just like what happened in Pittsburgh.
Never mention Pittsburgh!
When you need to be there, you need an Interstate, the car battery auto techs prefer.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
Hello, this is Clark County Sheriff Jamie Knoll. I'd like to ask for your vote for re-election on Tuesday, November the 6th. And also, this ad was paid for and approved by Jamie Knoll for Sheriff.
Mike Beck, along with Jim Kazmarek here. It's homecoming at Charlestown High School. Halftime score, Charlestown 15, North Harrison 15. Best matchup so far we've had this season as we're tied at halftime. And Coach, as he's coming back to the mic, you've been doing double duty tonight. You got pulled away because of your celebrity status, and we're glad we got you here. But some updated scores, I'll just run these by you again. I shared them with the listeners, but this just came in. Providence 27, Clarksville 7, with about 3:40 to go in the second quarter. An update at half, Jeffersonville on the board. They now lead Madison 10-7. No updates on New Albany and B&L unless you've seen one.
14-14.
Tied up 14-all. New Albany and Bedford North Lawrence. And that one we expected to be a pretty good ball game tonight, turning out to be just that. We've got a good one here as well. Let's talk about this game. What are some of the key things that you've noticed so far tonight?
Well, pretty much what we talked about. They're going to run the football. Both teams control the ball, control the line of scrimmage. Both teams have found things that work. For Charlestown, it's easy to find a thing that works. You let Luke's carry the ball, and he makes things happen. He's an outstanding tailback, and they use him in that manner. And I always would say, he's going to carry the ball 30, 35 times a game. He doesn't belong to a union, and the ball's not that heavy, so he can run with it all night long. And
so that's the criteria.
That's it. It's sometimes football coaching is not that difficult. It's pretty simple. Find a fast guy and give him the ball a lot.
Yeah, okay.
And on the other side, Peak is an outstanding runner, a completely different type of runner, more of a power fullback type of runner, but does an outstanding job of breaking tackles and stiff arming people and running through tackles. I'm not sure. I think Don has got our stats now. Let's see. Peak has got 88 yards rushing. Luke's 87 yards rushing. Is that correct?
Second quarter. Yeah.
Oh. Okay,
Luke,
I'm sorry. Luke's at halftime 17 carries, 151 yards.
Oh, slow night for him.
Peak 17 carries, 136 yards.
Wow.
And both of them have a fumble.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty even game. So it's what we talked about in pregame. Line of scrimmage is being controlled by both offensive lines. Luke's does a great job running, and so does Peak.
Couple of turnovers, big turnovers. North Harrison's got 2 fumbles. Charlestown with the 1, and those were key points.
And the bad penalty.
And that bad penalty almost acted as a turnover because it set them, gave North Harrison a situation that they were in a deep hole, and it got them out of that hole in a hurry and across midfield and shortened the field, and they went on to score the tying score. So interesting. It is a long halftime tonight, and that means we got a little extra fill time tonight. About 10 minutes or so to go as they're counting down, and it is homecoming tonight. As a coach, do you like the extra time when they do things like this or not?
No, and one of the reasons, Mike, I didn't was our kids were used to a 15-minute halftime, and so we took them out of their normal routine when you had a 20-minute or 25-minute halftime. Well, I understand this is really important, and it's a great thing for the young ladies. It's a great thing for the young men that are out there with them. Mom and Dad are happy, pleased. Everybody's taking pictures. This is a big deal for the kids.
Oh, yeah.
The coach just has to live with it. I mean, it's just one of those things you just say, okay, I need to live with this.
This is school culture.
Exactly.
This is what makes high school what it is.
Yes, exactly.
And so
it would be like you're voting against the prom. You just don't do.
Who does that?
You just don't do that.
And we certainly aren't voting against it here tonight.
No, but I think this is wonderful. I really do. It's just another example of what makes high school football so great.
Any adjustments as we start thinking ahead to the second half? And I don't know how much you want to change. You stop the turnovers, watch the penalties, but it's like who's going to have the ball last or who makes the last mistake?
I would say Charlestown, the only adjustment that they have to make is they have to find out a way to move their defense to cover that offensive formation that North Harrison is running with the 3 linemen, 2 running backs, right behind the guard and tackle. They have to come up with some kind of defensive alignment to stop that.
You bring like a monster back over or something?
You got to bring somebody. You got to get an extra body over there, and then hope that your other side can cover any counters or play action passes or whatever they're going to throw it. Because they have something to counteract anybody moving defenses over.
It's a little different at the pro level or even the college level when you know that you've got 11 able guys. A lot of times in high school you do have 8, 9 guys, and then a couple of guys out there that you got to have 11, but you don't always have 11 great ones. And sometimes the game is who are the weak spots.
And part of when we used to scout was when we would watch film and we'd watch a team play, we would try to find who are the players the coach is trying to hide. Where is their weaker players? And then try to attack that particular area. On the other side, I don't know what you do to stop Lukes. He's an outstanding runner. You just got to get people in the right position, try to turn him back inside. But that's easier said than done.
Well, about halfway through this extended halftime, we'll go ahead and take another break, and we've got an update here already. I'm sorry. These phones... They lose the screen so quick. Floyd 6, Seymour nothing. Early score in that one.
So Storm must have passed.
They got underway just a few moments ago. So hopefully they'll be able to get that ball game in tonight. We'll go ahead and take another break. We come back. We'll have chewed up a little bit more of this extended halftime, and we'll probably figure out who the prom king and queen are. All that and more coming up your way on glidecod.com. 15 all at half. We'll be right back with more right after this.
Doug and Maureen hope to travel the world as missionaries in some of the most remote nations. We honor them for their work. Thanks, guys.
Bill and Frank have served the country with honor during the Vietnam War. Bill has 2 Purple Hearts. Thank you both for your service.
We're truly honored to serve a generation that's really made a difference. For more information about American senior communities, please visit us at asccare.com.
Whether your car needs a routine fix or an important repair, you'll want to take it to Vonyers, family owned in Jeffersonville since 1981, with old-fashioned values including honesty and integrity. Vonyers is dedicated to giving your car the best possible service in the industry. That's why service is our product at Vonyers, located at 1903 Dutch Lane in Jeffersonville. Call 812-283-6215. That's 812-283-6215. Online at Vonyers.com.
What brings you and Greg to marriage counseling today?
Jake from State Farm. My husband calls him all the time. 2, 3 in the morning, it doesn't matter.
Greg, is this true?
Yeah, Jake saves us tons on our insurance, no matter what time it is.
And how much did he save you?
Hundreds.
Can I call this Jake from State Farm?
You've got to be kidding me.
State Farm is there for you anytime, anywhere. Just call or click today. Get to a better state. State Farm.
Remember to contact Theresa Lamb in New Albany.
Hi, this is Sheriff Jamie Knoll of the Clark County Sheriff's Office reminding you to please buckle up, wear your seatbelts, and refrain from texting while you're behind the wheel. Your safety is our priority. Enjoy the game.
The Locker Room is proud to be a sponsor of Southern Indiana High School Sports, located in historic Jeff at 319 Spring Street. The Locker Room has been a business for over 40 years and was Southern Indiana's first screen printer. They specialize in wholesale screen printing, t-shirts, and have a full-time graphic artist on staff. No job is too big or small. The Locker Room invites you to team up with the best. For more information, call The Locker Room at 282-8600. That's 282-8600.
And welcome back, Mike Beck, Jim Kazmarek here on Homecoming, and they just crowned the Homecoming Queen. We didn't catch the King's name, but let's be honest, nobody really cares about the King. They always care about the Prom Queen. And the Prom Queen this year is Madison Christie, I believe. We get that from our spotter and camera girl and all-around outstanding person, because she's my daughter, Ashton Beck, who's doing a fine job tonight outside and getting the shots for us.
So, Mr. Lukes, our great tailback, is actually doing double duty tonight because he's not only carrying the ball, but he actually was one of the escorts for one of the young ladies in the homecoming court.
So he didn't get to hear all the halftime adjustments that Coach Hawkins was making. Now, does that really matter? Does Luke's need to be in there for that?
Nah.
Because all he knows is just give me the ball.
Give me the ball. Let me run.
And you just have those players that have those football instincts, and as long as the guys up front are doing their job, he don't care.
No, he doesn't care what adjustments the left tackle makes. It's not really going to affect him.
I had a young man that played behind me in high school. You may remember the name Eric Hickerson.
Oh, yes.
An outstanding football player for New Albany. Went on to play at IU
Yes.
and then got drafted in the NFL. But Eric had this one great weakness, which was he couldn't remember the play to save his life. And so what we would always do was we'd come out of the huddle, and I was his fullback, and Eric would say, "What's the play?" And I'd say, "Follow me." And we were running a very traditional offense, a lot of dives and whams, things of that nature. And so he knew where I went, it was where he was supposed to go. And if he went where I wasn't, then he was in trouble.
Well, that's true in a lot of cases with most tailbacks. If you're not following your blockers, then you're in trouble. So he's back with his team talking about whatever adjustments, but his only adjustment is, should I carry the ball in my right hand or my left hand?
Yeah, and that does matter depending on which way you're going and the flow of the defense.
Yes, it does. You're right.
About 2.5 to go here in the halftime period. And again, thanks to all of our team here with us tonight. Great job by Will Harper, who's working the brand new scoreboard that you see on the screen tonight. And it's got all the bells and whistles, and we're still learning all it can do and some other great stuff. So every week we try to bring you something new, something better, and to improve the look, the quality of the broadcast. New cameras, multiple camera angles tonight, just all kinds of great stuff that we're able to bring you. And it's exciting. Love to be able to do that. North Harrison back on the field for their post halftime warm-up, which is, you know what, when I played, this will tell you how long ago it was, we didn't have to do this. We just come out at halftime and we just stood there on the sideline. Like we didn't know any better.
Yeah.
Then somewhere, I guess in the late 80s, early 90s, somebody said, maybe if the kids stretched again.
Yeah.
You probably lived in that era.
Well, I did. And the other thing that always was amazing to me is we'd spend all this time warming up before the game.
Yeah.
And the 11 kids that were playing were ready to go.
Yeah.
And then somewhere in the middle of the second quarter, you grab the kid who hadn't done anything for the last 20 minutes and say, go in there and play tailback, or go in there and play left tackle. Poor kid hadn't done it. He hadn't warmed up. He hadn't stretched. He hadn't done anything for 20 minutes.
Yeah, and you wonder why his hamstring goes out.
Or why he cramps up.
Yeah, it happens quite often.
Yeah.
So not a bad thing. And player safety is one of the things that the IHSAA and high school sports in general across the spectrum, not just in football, but across all sports, really are committed to giving these athletes an opportunity to perform on the field at a high level, but to do it very safely. And they've come a long way.
And Mike, now I've watched this high school game, New Albany game a couple weeks ago, the scrimmage game. We haven't seen one penalty for a helmet-to-helmet hit, or hitting with the crown of the helmet, or leading with your helmet, and something that you unfortunately see so much in professional football that they're trying to outlaw now. But that's because the high school coaches do such a great job of teaching the kids the proper way to tackle and the proper way to be safe. You'll very seldom see those calls in high school football.
No, and it's because it's, like you said, it's been coached out of the game, and hopefully this will eventually work its way up. But the guys at the pro level, they're playing for a lot more money and a lot more stuff. New Albany back on top, 21-14 at the half. But when you're playing and you got $1 million contract on the line, I think that people they're going to do whatever they got to do to make the play, and that's unfortunate because a lot of times it leads to some serious injuries. But I played in high school with a young man that did that sort of thing. He led with his head on a tackle and ended up getting a stinger in his neck and ended up out for the season.
Right. Yep.
And he never played football again.
Yep.
And
back in the day, that was a little more common.
Yeah. We'd call it stingers. But it was something much more serious.
Yep.
Well, the teams are about ready to go here. As we can figure out how to get the clock to zero. Our clock is at 0. It's not working now. Don't tell me that. Let's see what we can do.
Charlestown kicked off to start the first half. They won the toss.
Well, we got extra 2 minutes put on the clock, didn't we?
Did they put some more time
yes,
on there?
Yes, they
It'd be a really nice gamble for them because they get to come out and try to set the tone on offense to start this third quarter.
Yeah, it would be very interesting to see how these two teams come out, especially after the weird ending to the first half. Charlestown
Well, we'll see what happens here.
They had a bit of a fumble exchange, and then it seemed as if they were able to recover the ball.
No, don't reload the page. We're having a little technical difficulties in the booth. That's not uncommon here. Let me see if I can, like I'm going to know more about it than what quarter are we in? Third quarter.
The Charlestown offense forcing one punt, but giving up 2 scoring drives before North Harrison's 4th drive was cut short at half.
So for
Well, I'm not sure what's going on.
Robertson, the 6'3", 170-pound junior is
Everything's working, but it's not showing up on the scoreboard, so we'll have to figure that out. But here at halftime, it is, or just
both teams are ready to kick off and receive, and we had to flip sides because they were lined up incorrectly.
The good news is we've got some air conditioning working in this auxiliary press box.
let me take it off the screen and then see if we can bring it back, see if that'll work.
Windows up a little bit, and there's no way to open them. So if you're listening, you've got a squeegee and can come on down. You might be able to help us out a little bit. Otherwise, we're going to try to look through the fog and do the best we can here with this. Again, Mattingly's setting up here. We've got the Lukes, Marion Lukes and Devin Lukes both back to
The Lukes boys deep, waiting for the kickoff, and they always kick to Devin. He's going to get a lot of return yards this year. Runs it back to the left side, and finally got brought down out across the 25 to the 26-yard line. Nice return by Devin Lukes here.
First drive of the second half.
They'll start 1st and 10 at the 26. I don't know what we can do here. If you want to try to restart that, Will, go ahead and just give it a shot. We're yeah, just refresh it, see what happens. See if that helps.
Okay, now we'll see what adjustment is.
There you go.
The adjustment that North Harrison has made is they now have Peak playing defensive end, so they're putting more of their athletes on the field.
Well, Peak is definitely one of their best athletes.
Yes.
He's certainly put on a show. 3-yard carry that time. It'll be 2nd down and 7. We fixed our technical issues thanks to Will's quick thinking. Good job. Murphy under center. Pitch to Lukes. Bounces it outside. That's not Lukes. That's Logston.
Yeah.
Fooled me. He was running like a Lukes.
Mm-hmm, he was.
No, it is Lukes.
No, it is Lukes.
I thought it was a...
Well, it was certainly running like Lukes. He looked like Lukes running.
Yeah. Nice gain on the play. He got 6. He needed 7. We'll bring up 3rd and 1. Big 3rd down play here early in the 3rd quarter. Tie ball game at 15-all.
Yeah. Coach Williamson just brought Peak over and told him, do not go inside that blocker. That's not why we got you playing end.
I formation, Murphy under center. Ball snap. Straight ahead is Logston with the carry and the 1st down out almost to the 20 or to the 30-yard line. He'll be just shy. No, I'm sorry, down to the 39, almost to the 40.
It's been a play that's been used a little bit so far in this game.
One pass in this ball game. Absolutely one throw, and it was North Harrison early in their first drive.
I'm telling you, this is throwback to the 90s and the early 2000s because everybody now is running shotgun and that read option.
4 yards, 1st and 10, ball at the 39-yard line. 10:13 to go in the 3rd quarter.
Quick pitch, left side. Lukes picks his lane,
and he's gone.
And his acceleration is the difference here.
And
not going to catch
and he
it.
said no. And his acceleration was outstanding.
61-yard run for a touchdown, and that's Marion Lukes at his finest.
And he went from 1st gear to 4th gear very quickly. he got through the line of scrimmage and put it into another gear. I mean, he accelerated.
Call him the Blue Flash.
Wow, that was obviously there was some great blocking on the left side of the line to free him up. But boy, did he exploded through that line and accelerated past the safeties.
Just under 10 minutes to go here in the third quarter, and Charlestown quickly on the scoreboard. 2 minutes, 1 second, all it took to get back to the lead. 21-15, extra point attempt on the way. Looked like somebody got a hold of it, and it's not going to get there. So we'll give that a block, but I couldn't tell you who it was.
Not me either.
That could be a costly missed point.
About a 70-yard run, 75-yard run.
61.
61-yard run. Fantastic.
Marion Lukes.
That will help your average.
Difference maker. He's well over 200 yards now on the ground tonight, and we're just getting started in the second half. So, I mean, I think he had, over 300 last week?
Mm-hmm.
So just an impressive young man, and weekly he's putting up numbers that are getting attention across the state. And I imagine he's just a junior, that there are a few small colleges that are probably starting to take a little notice of Mr. Lukes as well.
I would think so.
You know that these coaches are always looking for fresh talent and quick legs like that. And that acceleration, you can't coach that.
No.
You know, that's just natural talent.
Yep.
Deep for the Cougars, Drew Kersey, Zane Armstrong, and Jalen Peak back to return the kick. Caleb Anderson lines up, ready to put the ball into play. 21-15, Charlestown on top. This is a good one. Anderson kicks it away. Going to be taken by Kersey at the 15, across the 20, 30. Found lane.
No!
It's a foot race.
It is.
Can they catch him? And they do.
21, Devin Lukes, touchdown saving tackle.
Well, they got speed runs in the family.
I think so too. This is the Lukes show right now. Devin just saved a touchdown.
And we'll see where they spot the ball. Great run back by Kersey as he took it deep around his 15-yard line and shot all the way down the field.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to spot it. We'll see. We'll let them put it down first. Inside the 20, just inside the 20, so fantastic return. Almost 70 yards on that kickoff return. That's how you like to write the script. Especially when you're a 3 yards and cloud of dust team.
Right. Back to the same strong formation, strong left.
And the ball goes to the left. Peak takes the ball. Nice block.
Got an outstanding block by 33. That was Chase Johnson with a really nice block.
You know what we haven't seen yet tonight? A hold. Think about that, Coach.
And all the running plays and not one holding penalty.
Not one holding penalty, and you usually in a high school game will get at least 3 or 4 of those.
Again, it's a reflection of the discipline that the coaches demand of these players. And you don't see many mistakes either.
3-yard gain by Peak. It brings up 2nd and 7. Ball down at the 17-yard line.
Strong left formation.
You go back to the left again. They like that side. Maybe another 3. Hard to tell. Once they get down to that end of the field where this press box is, we got a little bit of an angle situation that we're trying to overcome, but he picked up about a yard. They're not going to give him much at all. 3rd and 7. Ball down to the 16-yard line.
Not much happening.
3rd and 7. This is 2 down territory.
Okay, now they went strong right. They're going away from the left. They're in strong right.
Charlestown defense adjusts. Peak behind the quarterback. Fakes the handoff. Peak going to keep it. Roll out. And great
defensive play.
Bo Braunecker.
And we haven't called his name, and he had a great game in that scrimmage we saw, and that's the first time we have a chance to call him.
Tackle for a loss is going to throw the quarterback back about 5 yards. Big loss on the play. It's going to be 4th and 11 now.
The interesting thing about that play, it was a good bootleg, a good counter.
Right.
He didn't have any receivers to throw the ball to.
Yeah, where was his help?
Yeah.
And Bo Braunecker did exactly what you coach, but so hard to do is you stay back there.
Yep, stay contained.
21-yard line. And this
Going to be a pass. They put it up down the middle.
Intercepted.
Comes back this way to the near side.
Devin Lukes, 21.
Devin Lukes.
Saved the tackle, saved the touchdown, and now he's intercepted the ball.
I can tell you next year, I'm definitely going to schedule a Charlestown game because I want to see the Lukes brothers perform.
Both playing together.
Yeah. Nice work, Devin Lukes, on the interception. And the return brings it back out across the 20.
Now, we'll see. Now you got to see what North Harrison's made of, because now's the time they really have to stop. You really don't want to get down 2 touchdowns.
Well, they got out of their strength, which was the running game, had to put a pass over the middle in the dangerous territory, and that's high percentage pickoff.
Right.
Left side, Marion Lukes.
There he goes
sprints
again.
The right side. They're not going to catch him. Another touchdown by Marion Lukes. This time a 77-yard touchdown run by Marion Lukes. 77 yards.
Same thing. A little isolation play going to the left. He breaks it to the right, and he's gone. They're not going to catch him.
You talk about a difference maker. That is exactly the definition of difference maker right there.
So what a change. They're breaking away for a touchdown on the kickoff. Devin Lukes catches them. They force him into a passing situation, which they don't really do very well. Devin Lukes intercepts the ball. The next play is a 77-yard touchdown. The whole reflection of this game changes because of a kid hustling and making a play on a kickoff.
Charlestown sets up. Looks like they're going to go for the 2-point conversion here. Got a receiver split right.
27-15. Charlestown appears to be going for 2, but now they're going to take a timeout because
some confusion.
Yeah, confusion. The name of the game here. Murphy heads over to talk to Coach Hawkins. They'll take a quick break. We'll take one as well. We'll be right back right after this on Glycod.com. Stay with us, folks.
Let's be honest. You don't see Grandma nearly enough. Which means the dead car battery you've spent the morning dealing with has robbed her of precious grandkid time. It's unfortunate, sure, but it's not like she's going to write you out of her will or anything. Right? When you need to be there, you need an Interstate. The car battery auto techs prefer.
Mike Beck, Jim Kazmarek back here, and our ciphers are ciphering overtime. Somebody got the abacus out here trying to get the number of yards.
Our ace statistician, Don Simmons, just told me that with 7:22 left in the third quarter, Lukes now has 298 yards rushing.
They're going to go for 2. Logston, the handoff straight ahead, and he did not get there. 2-point conversion, no good, and they'll get stopped.
And
Charlestown 27, North Harrison 15, 12-point lead. Those extra points, they come back and haunt you.
They can.
Wow. What a quick change in this ball game at halftime, tied up and really expected a slugfest here in the second half. And Marion Lukes decided, no, I don't like that. I think I'm going to do something else. And he single-handedly has turned this game around.
Right.
With a little help from his brother, though. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
Devin Lukes.
Devin really has been the story here. I mean, obviously you can't take anything away from Marion.
No, not at all.
But his little brother, little ninth grader, comes up with 2 big plays.
Wow. Interesting night here at Charlestown, and North Harrison, I think, a little shell-shocked here after the last couple of series. Marion Lukes, it's just you get worn down when you're constantly trying to stop a kid with that speed.
Yeah.
And that cutback is so deadly because you just never see it coming. He goes into the pile, and then he comes out somewhere else.
Breaks off, yeah.
And it's hard to coach against that. Short kick taken by Kersey at about the 15-yard line.
Can he do it? Nope.
No, he's not going to get it this time.
Wrapped up number 40. That's our friend Bo
Braunecker.
Bo Braunecker again.
Now spotted at the 21-yard line. 1st and 10. Long field ahead of North Harrison. What can they do with it? We'll find out.
Hauls it back to about the 20-yard line where North Harrison is going to set up first.
Only a little less than 5 minutes gone here in the second half, and Charlestown has quickly slapped on 2 touchdowns.
North Harrison 15, 7:16 to go in the third quarter. Jarrett Fenn under center for North Harrison.
Fenn, the quarterback.
Going back to their...
And it's going to be a pitch to
Peak. But Braunecker sniffed that out. He was in the backfield and made the stop very quickly. And if anything, maybe a half a yard loss. We'll call it 2nd and 10. Be generous there. Nice play by Bo Braunecker.
Their biggest deficit on the year. It's going to be very important for them to establish something here, whether it's Pete or whether it's Harley.
So maybe that's the adjustment they've made is that Braunecker, he's going to the strong side of that formation, and he's going to be the one to keep leverage to make sure that Peak doesn't break it outside.
Snap, drop back, pass. This unexpected.
Intercepted. Oh, no.
A tip
How about
play.
that?
You don't see that often.
No, you don't see that very often.
Tipped off the wide receiver into the hands.
Chase Johnson.
Chase Johnson.
Yep. He's he was the short receiver.
Little tip, knocked it backwards. The receiver unable to pull it in, but Johnson there to pick up the leftovers. And a first down on the play out across the 35 to the 36-yard line. 1st and 10 North Harrison, and they'll take it however they can get it.
1st and 10.
Handoff, Peak. Left side. 4 yards on that one, and those were hard fought.
Those are hard. Yeah, that's right.
I tell you, when he's done tonight, they're going to have to ice him down.
Yeah, he's taken a lot of hits tonight.
He's given a few away, too.
Yeah, he has, but
eventually they take a toll on you. 2nd down and about 5. North Harrison trails by 12.
Back to strong left again.
2nd and 5 from their own 40.
And the snap, Peak with a handoff. Strong as he is, he's also quite elusive. Hard to get a clean shot at him. Defense brought him down, but he got enough for a first.
He runs very low to the ground. He doesn't give the tackler much to hit. They can hit his thigh pads or his shoulder pads.
But a lot of times it's hard to make a stop when you catch him at a kind of a glancing blow.
Yeah. Well, he's very powerful. He's 5'10", 220 pounds.
Beautiful shot right down the center there from our camera girl, Ashton Beck. Handoff. Peak straight ahead. Just about 2, maybe 3.
Yep.
We'll call it 2nd down and 7. And this slow running game is quick for the clock. Here a week ago, we were just starting our football game. This game is almost 3/4 done. So I'll take that every week. 2nd and 7, North Harrison. How do they get back in this one?
A little change of formation. 2 wide receivers with a slot and 1 back. Peaks the lone back. Some motion coming back.
There's a
jet
little
sweep.
different look. Except that jet never got off the ground.
Well, and that looks to me like that was something Charlestown had practiced against.
They saw that.
Yeah, they've seen that play and were well prepared to defend it.
Good defensive stop, and a loss on the play of 2. It'll be 3rd and 9. Not a great down and distance position for them.
Yep, that's what we said earlier in the game. It forces them to do something that they really don't want to do.
And we've seen that their passing game, not exactly the strong suit of North Harrison.
No.
Crucial 3rd and 8.
Traditional I formation here. Old pro set. Quarterback 3-step drop, puts it up.
Oh, almost a great catch.
Yeah, and Logston almost came up with the interception.
Skylar Wetzel, almost an outstanding catch, the one-handed catch.
Yeah, it would have been a tough one to pull in, but he gave it a great shot. 4th and 9, and we may see the first punt tonight for North Harrison. Not bad when you get all the way to 3:32 in the third quarter and you haven't seen a punt.
2 punts today.
So Wenzel picks himself up off the
North Harrison, snap is good.
punter, so he punts the ball away.
And a nice kick, end over end. It's going to get a good roll from that. Can they stop it before it gets to the end zone? Oh, great.
Down it inside the 6-yard line.
Yeah, that's lovely. That's a punter's dream right there.
Well, it's given Charlestown a long field to work with, but with Marion Lukes running the ball, you really don't have a long field.
No, he's really a threat anywhere on the field. And that's got to get in the heads of the players on defense for North Harrison. They realize how dangerous he is. They've seen this twice now. Him breaking off 2 long runs in a row, 2 series in a row.
Yeah.
If this happens a third time, you're going to start seeing heads come down on the sidelines because kids, high school players, they don't have the same mental attitude, mental fortitude that you see higher up in the leagues. Frustration kind of takes its toll. 1st and 10. Luke's the setback, takes a pitch, goes straight ahead.
Uh-oh.
He's got a cutback, and he'll be pulled down from behind.
Number 2.
But Jalen Peak makes the stop. Running back on running back, but a big run from the 6 out to the 27, 28. Not 27, sorry. So a 21-yard carry. 1st and 10.
Out to the 28-yard line, 1st and 10 for Charlestown.
Got to wonder, the only thing that'll slow him down is if he gets tired.
Doesn't look like that's going to happen either.
I'm pretty sure he's not tired yet. Of course, I had a coach that said I wasn't tired until he was tired. That was John Berger.
Yeah,
you know
that's
him.
right. Oh, yeah.
Handoff. That looked like an odd play, but I think it was just a quick snap to Logsdon, who went straight ahead. And, Lukes didn't even move.
No.
He just stood there. Logsdon went ahead for about 3.5. It'll bring up 2nd down. This ground game, very few penalties. Some turnovers, really the kind of the one blot on both ledgers.
Yeah.
Both coaches will not be happy about that when they look at game film. But, when you run the ball a lot up the middle and a lot of hands swiping at the ball, it happens.
It happens.
2nd and 7. Team set, wait for the snap. There it is. Luke's right side. And he'll get close to a 1st down mark. We'll see where they spot it.
Mike, one of the things that's happening with North Harrison is I'm watching their defensive ends, outside linebackers, whichever they may call them. They're gaining penetration upfield, and when you gain penetration upfield, you create gaps.
Lanes, yeah.
And what's happening is Luke is so quick, and he can take advantage of that lane that's been created, not because somebody's blocked the player, but because he's gone upfield.
Gone too far up.
Yep.
The solution to that is to
stay at home.
Stop. Easier said than done. Logsdon on the carry. He'll pick up the 1st down and a little bit more. We'll give him 5, and it'll be out across the 40-yard line down to the 41. 1st and 10, North Harrison. But now you got to start thinking, as slow as they move downfield, the clock really starts to come into play here. Just a minute or so to go in the third. They got about 13 minutes left in the ball game.
And, I'm sure every time that quarterback comes over to talk to Coach Hawkins to get a play, Coach Hawkins says, watch that 30-second clock and let that run down to a second or two before you snap the ball.
Use it up. It's the 12th defender.
Yeah.
Especially when you got a lead at home.
He's down to 3, 2, 1.
I formation. Pitch to Lukes. He'll bounce it out to the left. Looks for a seam. Can't find one. Still finds positive yards. It didn't look like there was anything there. He got 7.
He got 7 out of nothing.
25 seconds to go in the third quarter.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
A lot of respect for Lukes, but may have tweaked an ankle.
Slow getting up. It could be, like you said, it could be he's tired. Coach has come out.
They're
going to let the clock run out. They'll let the clock run out.
Well, that's going to do it here as they let the clock run down to 0. At the end of 3. Charlestown 27, North Harrison 15. Luke's is probably happy he's going to get a breather here for about 30 seconds, a minute. We'll take a break. We'll be back with the fourth quarter right after this. You're watching Glycod.com coverage of Kentuckiana high school football. Stand by. We'll be right back.
Whether your car needs a routine fix or an important repair, you'll want to take it to Vonyers, family owned in Jeffersonville since 1981, with old-fashioned values including honesty and integrity. Vonyers is dedicated to giving your car the best possible service in the industry. That's why service is our product at Vonyers, located at 1903 Dutch Lane in Jeffersonville. Call 812-283-6215. That's 812-283-6215. Online at Vonyers.com.
When you want the best in oral surgery, try Kentuckiana Oral and Maxillofacial Surgical Associates. Think of us as KYOMS. Whether it's implants or dentures, reconstructive surgery, or wisdom teeth removal, KYOMS specialists combine their experience with the latest technology to give you the highest level of comfort and care. To find out about our 4 Louisville locations, visit us online at KYOMS.com. That's KYOMS.com.
Welcome back. Mike Beck, Jim Kazmarek here. Fourth quarter ready to get underway.
And Marion Luke's just going to get a breather.
In Charlestown, the start of the fourth quarter.
2nd and 3.
Charlestown driving, 2nd and 3. A handoff.
Logston with the carry. He'll get to midfield, no more.
Deke Brown is at tailback, giving Marion Luke's a little bit of a breather.
Luke's over 300 yards rushing for the night.
Yes.
I wonder if we won't see him anymore unless North Harrison gets another score. But, it's hard to get inside the head of Coach Hawkins. I know that he knows what's going on.
Well,
New Albany 28, Bedford North Lawrence 14, an updated score with 11:41 to go in the third. So New Albany back up by 2 touchdowns. Deke Brown. Oh, he got 8 up quick.
53. We came in there like a shot. That's Garrett Gunter. Oh, he was shot in there.
Gunter heard what? Hors d'oeuvres? Where? He come bursting through there like a half-price sale.
Where has that defense been tonight?
My goodness, he was in there quick. I think he knew the snap count or something. But his helmet came off.
Yes.
And now he had to come out. So it's one of those safety rules with the concussion protocol and all the things they've learned about head injuries is that if your helmet comes off, you're out of the game for one play just to be sure. To punt for Charlestown is Anderson, and we may have a motion penalty or no one was set. See what the call is.
Substitution penalty? Look like a substitution penalty.
That could be. The referees give the signal to the opposite side of the field, so sometimes we don't see it. It is against Charlestown. We do know that. So, well, Providence pouring it on Clarksville tonight, 46-7 here in the third quarter. Floyd 9, Seymour 7 at the half. So close game up in Seymour. Those Owls may not be that bad. Floyd Central really had a great outing last week, 59-0 over Charlestown. What a great rush.
Oh,
almost got there.
Almost blocked it.
Off the right side or the left side of the foot and bounces out of bounds, but it ends up being a great kick for Charlestown. Got some stats for
I do have some stats. I'm going to give you Luke's. In the third quarter, he had 7 carries for 183 yards. He averaged 26.1 yards per carry. In the first half, he had 17 for 151, averaging 8.9. Peak in the third quarter was 6 for 22, 3.7. In the first half, he was 17 for 136 at 8.0. So still, Luke's is amazing. I mean, I don't know how to say it.
The adjustment is the Charlestown defense has found a way to shut Peak down or to contain him. And Luke's has run free. North Harrison going to pass, puts it into the hands of Chase Anderson or Johnson.
Chase Johnson, little swing pass to the running back.
And that was a nice looking play.
That was a nice looking play.
First down, North Harrison with 10:19 to go, the fourth quarter. They trail by 2 scores. Ball out to the 30-yard line.
Power eye, back to the power eye right.
Jarrett Fenn, quarterback. Pitch to the tailback.
Peak and no room.
No, that wouldn't. That play was that broke up defensive penetration. Really knocked that one out of whack.
And it kind of looks like maybe Charlestown is slanting their defensive line to where that
extra some stunts or something.
Extra running back is. Maybe that's the adjustment they've made.
Or just flying into the gaps. And one of the ways you take that out is you make sure that every blocker is going to have to take on somebody, and hopefully you got somebody back there that can make the stop. Another pass, quick pass, and it's picked. No, incomplete.
Looked like another one of those tip plays, didn't it?
It was a tip pass. Logston almost got to it, but couldn't quite haul it in. And an incomplete pass. Andrew Snyder was the defender that got a hand on it to start, but couldn't hold it. Knocked it up into the air. Logston came diving in, but just out of his reach. So incomplete.
3rd and 11, and not the kind of play that North Harrison is used to running. It's 3rd and 11, and they've got to find something in the playbook now.
North Harrison is fortunate that the Pirates did not intercept that.
2 wideouts and the eye backfield, and they're going to throw a pass. Streak down to the left side, incomplete. Well overthrown, and there wasn't much there. Zach Stewart down on the fly, and more arm than leg there that time.
Yep.
That's what happens when you don't run that a lot. Timing's not there.
Right.
4th down, 4th and 11, and Charlestown, the faithful across the way, starting to feel like this could be a good night for homecoming. Late man in on the punt team, but they get it away. Kick is up. It's not going to be a great kick. Short, and it's going to bounce.
Oh, good bounce.
Takes a North Harrison bounce inside the 40-yard line to the 38. Charlestown takes over 1st and 10. They lead by 12. 27-15. Tie ball game at half, but the difference has been the second half adjustment. Charlestown and Marion Lukes.
Yep.
What do you do here? Will we see Lukes again? Logston in there, and
Lukes is back in.
They had Deke Brown in there for the last series, but you go for the jugular at this point.
Well,
one more touchdown would put it away.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Keep doing what you've been doing. Let Lukes carry the ball. Fullbacks offset left.
Nice discipline. Lukes to the right. Picks his lane. And we do have a flag at the line of just across the line of scrimmage. We'll see what the call is going to be. Looks like it may be against the defense. They're talking to the blue.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Looks like it's going to be holding here against Charlestown.
We'll see what the call is. It is a
holding penalty.
And the first one of the night.
Yep.
I was going to say, if they went the whole night without a hold, that's impressive.
And that was a shame, because where the player was held, where the holding penalty occurred, was on the total opposite side of where that play was going. So the young man that was guilty of that penalty really didn't need to have that penalty. If you're going to hold at the point of attack.
That'll push him back and make it 1st and about 17, 16, something like that.
Uh-oh.
Bad snap and covered by Murphy. And Braden Murphy, Johnny on the spot that time. But the loss of a down on the play. So that'll bring up 2nd and they say 16, ball at the 31-yard line.
Center 55, Talio Halal.
Talo Halal.
Talo Halal.
Talo Hala.
Could be at this point of the game. The ball's getting a little slippery. The dew, the wetness, the humidity. We'll give the center the benefit of the doubt.
We always give the lineman the benefit of the doubt.
Exactly.
Offensive line set and the snap. Marion Lukes got his number called. Loved it.
Big gain.
He got about 12 yards of that 16. It's going to be a third and four. Second and 16, and now you got a manageable third down.
Yeah.
That's the difference Marion Luke brings. Folks, I hope you're enjoying this tonight. You're getting to see one of the premier players in Southern Indiana tonight, and perhaps in the state. He's really put on a show, over 300 yards rushing, which is close to his total from last week. He's closing in on 1,000 yards in the season. It's game 4. Not bad. Wait for the snap. Murphy, a pitch. Luke's dancing around. And
4th and 1.
Didn't quite make it that time. He'll pick up 3. See where they spot it. And they say he's at the 48, and they don't measure anymore, do they?
Well, they are tonight.
Well, looky here. This is the first measurement in 4 games. So, I'm old school. I like the measurement.
Well, the coach, you can demand that they measure, and what it does, it helps you get some thoughts and look at your play sheet and figure out what you want to do on 4th and 1.
Yeah, I like coaches that demand that because it gives the players a breather.
Yeah.
And our spotter's saying he thinks it's first down. We'll see where they pull the chain.
Ooh, it's short by an inch.
Yeah, just
I think I go for it. He makes the first down.
They got a laser level out there. They're going to be close.
Yeah, he makes the first down. Could wrap this game up.
Just over 7 minutes to go here in the ball game, 27-15. Great game till halftime, and it's been a great game throughout. Great performances on both sides of the ball, but Charlestown really, man, their secret weapon, Marion Luke's. And that was the difference at Brownstown. He never got on track. They had him corralled and did not have the night that he's having here for sure. Murphy goes ahead himself, and his forward progress will give him the first down. So they push him back, but it's academic at this point. Once he crosses the plane, they'll give it to him. First down, ball at the 49-yard line, just short of the midfield. Clock now, a major problem for North Harrison.
They've got to come up with something to get the ball back. They've got to come up with a fumble or a stop.
Ended up paying off for Charlestown Pirates. They have a fresh set of down. That clock.
Charlestown in no hurry. They're going to run that game clock down and the play clock down as low as they can. Murphy brings his guys up, but doesn't get them set, and that's wisely so because once they get set, then they flinch and there's a problem. Now we get ready, and the handoff, Logston, left side, and nothing doing. They're trying to strip the ball at this point. Couldn't get it out of there. Good hands by Logston. North Harrison player comes out of the pile with it. That's Coleman Biddle, but no turnover was whistled, and a timeout taken by North Harrison. They want to talk it over. So they'll take a quick break. We'll take one as well. We'll be right back right after this on Glycod.com. Stay with us.
Your friendly neighborhood Centra Credit Union here. Up for saving money? Visit Centra.org or a branch today for a free loan checkup. We'll look at what you're spending on loan payments at Centra or with other lenders, and if we can help you save money, we'll tell you how, because every nickel counts.
Jimmy! Oh, what I see there in your ear, it's a nickel. How'd it get there?
Even those nickels.
Save them up, and someday you'll be rich.
Centra Credit Union, centered around you. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity. All loans subject to credit approval.
Mike Beck, Jim Kazmarek, and crew here tonight. Will Harper, our intern, Ashton Beck, camera person, et al., and others. Steve Bird, our producer, who's feeding us game information, scores of other games, and information. We've even got a statistician here tonight. So I mean, how do we rate all this good stuff?
Don Simmons.
17-14, Jeff over Madison. Luke's caught in the backfield.
That may be the first negative play he's had tonight.
He had a loss of 3 on the carry, and it'll be 3rd and about 11.
Yes, that's Jalen Peak. As you can see, he's a great player.
17-14, Jeff and Madison in a kind of a battle there, and another timeout taken. I believe that was North Harrison again.
Marion Luke's
Another timeout. They take a quick one. We'll take a quick one as well. Our sponsors appreciate that. Stand by. We'll be right back.
Dr. Carter's office. Annette speaking. How may I help you?
From your very first call through your dental exam and recare appointments, the warm personal care from Dr. Todd Carter and his friendly staff at Carter Family Dentistry will put you at ease. Dr. Carter can take care of you and your family's dental needs, from gentle cleanings to complex procedures. Call Annette or Joyce today at 812-944-5155 and see why 5 generations of patients still return to Carter Family Dentistry, located on Mount Tabor Road in New Albany.
Back here as play resumes. Mike Beck, Jim Kazmarek. Score 27-15. Charlestown over North Harrison. And we have a third and 10 plus. Murphy under center, high formation. Defensive players move, but not an infraction. Lukes doesn't get it that time.
Nope.
Picked up maybe 2, but it's going to be 4th and 9.
53 and 77 make a nice stop for, that look like Devin Trunson and Garrett Gunter.
Charlestown will bring out the punt team.
And North Harrison burned their last time out.
On that? Well, okay. Caleb Anderson will be the punter. I guess they're preserving every second they can.
And, you know, I did see, believe it or not, North Harrison, during pregame warm-ups, they were actually practicing blocking punts. So they may have seen something in the film that gives them an indication that they could block a Charlestown punt.
Well,
so we will see.
They got nothing to lose
No,
at this
they
point.
certainly don't.
Might as well give it a shot. 5:43 on the clock. 27-15 the score. Charlestown really pulled away here in the third quarter. And now just trying to coast this baby downhill into the garage and put it away for the evening. But they got to make sure they don't let it get away. North Harrison, a dangerous squad, but not known to score quick.
One guy deep for North Harrison, Skylar Wetzel.
Wetzel deep to return the punt. Anderson snapped.
Oh, nice snap.
Great penetration by Harrison, but not enough. It's going to bounce inside the 20 and down at about the 17-yard line. Devin Lukes downs the ball.
Close to a block, but not quite.
For a freshman, Lukes really finds his place in the game. He's an outstanding player on special teams, defense. Just a great 1-2 punch, and he's just a freshman.
Yeah, just a freshman.
Coach Hawkins has got to be going, wow, that's...
got him for 4 years.
Yeah, he's got to go, what did I do?
I got the other Lukes for at least one more year.
Yeah.
So,
first and 10.
Spread formation, one back. Going to be passing.
Quarterback pulls it down, thinks he's going to run. Defensive says, I think not. Stop that time by Brody Wagers. Charlestown defender comes up, makes a stop. Good job, number as a 51. Bo Bronnecker nearby as well. Good defensive awareness. Second down and 8. Got 2 yards on the quarterback keep that time. Drop back. Pass across the middle. And it's taken by Devin Lutz.
Devin Lutz.
Will they catch him?
Only if he trips.
Oh, he took a hard hit.
Well, he
and a
did.
late flag.
Flag, too. He did take a hard hit there.
And the players gathered around him, but he's up and he's okay. That was a powerful hit. And they're going to say it was a helmet-led hit, perhaps?
I don't know.
Probably a personal foul.
That's that same thing we talked about earlier. A late pass down the middle is an interception.
Well, that's just like fresh meat to sharks, because, Luke's and others back there just waiting on that. And they're going to say he led with the head.
Yeah, helmet hit.
And that's not
and
good.
We just talked about that. Player lost his composure.
It'll be first and goal.
First and goal at the 8-yard line.
See where they spot it.
Been all Charlestown here in the second half.
I think they spotted at the 6. So first and goal, Charlestown has a short field, and this may be the coup de grace.
After playing so clean on offense.
That's a French word for I think we win. My knowledge of French is limited to omelette du fromage or cheese omelet.
The cheese omelet, right.
Murphy under center. Straight ahead is Logston. And into the arms of the defense. Maybe a yard, maybe nothing.
All they need now is time. Don't need any points, don't need any yardage, just time.
I don't know. Mr. Logston would like to get a touchdown.
Well, I'm sure he would.
And Mama Logston would love to hear her boy got a touchdown.
Let's give him the ball 2 more times, 3 more times.
Well, you may get your wish, Coach. No gain on the play. If anything, maybe a half-yard loss. They'll spot it at second down. Play clock down to 15. Charlestown taking their time. They don't want to take too much time and get a penalty here. That would really not be cool. Play clock now down to 6. They better hustle. Get set. 2, 1, and timeout taken. Coach Hawkins.
Oh, Coacher.
Somebody's going to get in somebody's ear.
Yeah, somebody messed up there.
That shouldn't have happened. That's one of those moments that makes coaches bald.
Yes.
Thank God for Hair Club for Men.
We're running the clock out, and we got to delay a game. And I got to call timeout.
4:04 to go here in the ball game. Well, we'll stay with the action here because all our sponsors have gotten all the appropriate love tonight. We do appreciate them, though, and thank them for their support. We'll be giving a full update at the postgame as we get ready for that. As I remind folks where we'll be next week. This is a great opportunity to do that. We go to New Albany High School as the Bulldogs play host to the Columbus East Olympians. New Albany leading Bedford North Lawrence tonight by a couple touchdowns. We'll find out how that one turns out at the end of the evening. But look forward to our coverage next week at New Albany.
One of their more disappointing.
Back here at Charlestown, North Harrison trails Charlestown 27-15. Rollout. Murphy keeps it himself, looks for the corner, and dives to the end zone. And wait for the referee to make the signal, and he's in.
Yeah, he's in.
That was a late signal.
So everybody signaled touchdown except the referee.
And you got to wonder why it took him so long. He was in, he was the one standing at the pylon.
Yeah.
Sometimes they just have to be sure. So make sure the player lands, doesn't lose the ball, that sort of thing. So I'm trying to help him out. I have no idea why it took him so long.
That was a great time for it.
But Charlestown, icing on the cake touchdown there. 33-15. It's been all Charlestown here in the second half. North Harrison players dejected on the sidelines. This is not how they thought this night was going to go.
We look back and say, third quarter, Luke scores on the long run, puts Charlestown up a touchdown. They get the big kickoff return. Devin Luke saves the touchdown tackle. Throw an interception. Next play, Marion Lukes runs for a 70, 65-yard touchdown, and the game's over.
Yeah.
The whole complexion of the game changed on 3 plays.
3 plays. Extra point was good by Caleb Anderson. Charlestown now up by 19, 34-15. And it's clear that in the Mid-Southern Conference, Brownstown is the team to beat, but Charlestown says, you know what, we had an off night. Give us a second chance. Give us another shot at them. And that's what Coach Hawkins' philosophy was. Yeah. And he said that early in the season. He wasn't so much interested in the regular season record. He wanted to win the sectional. And
Brownstown's in the sectional.
It'll be fun.
Yep.
It's not who wins first, it's who wins last. Charlestown set to kick off. Caleb Anderson ready to boot it away. 3:55 to go in the ball game. And there's the kick. Short, it's going to hit the ground.
And back at Dutch Price Field where Charlestown...
Taken by Zane Armstrong.
Oh, Zane's got
one man to beat.
That's the kicker. And all of a sudden,
No flag.
All of a sudden, Zane Armstrong. Zane Armstrong goes 80 yards on a kickoff return. And, maybe it's not over.
Yeah. Well, the fat lady hadn't sung yet.
Nope.
So that's how you get back in a ball game. And remember, it is high school football, and anything's possible.
Yes.
Nice run, nice return by Zane Armstrong. 80-yard touchdown kickoff return. And North Harrison desperately needed that adrenaline shot.
And Zane's the holder on the kick.
Wait for the set. The snap is good. Hold is good. And
the kick looks good.
Pretty nice looking kick, too.
34-22.
Cougars are trying to claw their way back into it.
Now, the onside kick, Coach. Coach Mike, the onside kick.
30 seconds.
Yeah.
OCC.
I think, why not?
You know, they've done a pretty good job of holding Charlestown
the last
series.
Yeah, if it hadn't been for the turnover.
Yeah.
I say give it a shot.
Do I put it on my defense to hold them again?
Don't have a lot of timeouts, so you're going to either get the ball back quick or you're going to let Charlestown chew it up. And in one series, they can chew up at least 2 minutes.
Right.
So the goal, I would think, is you got to get 2 scores. You better get that first one as quick as you can.
I think I onside here. I believe that would be my play, would be the onside.
We'll see what Coach Williamson's thinking. And you know what the right answer is? Whatever coach is thinking.
Exactly.
That's always the right answer.
Yep. It's easy up here. Very easy to make those decisions standing up here.
Yeah, I'm what they call the 10-cent millionaire. That's what my opinions are worth. In my own mind, they're very valuable. Matt Neely in the kick. Change of kickers, so you might think that he's an onside specialist.
He's an onside specialist. Yep.
Oh! Loose ball. And it bounces off the Charlestown front man. I think North Harrison got it.
I think North Harrison got that.
You believe that? Wow.
And the signal is North Harrison ball. And they'll take over at the Charlestown 49-yard line. And that's a big break for the Cougars. Can they strike quick, though? That's the key.
Yeah.
They cannot do 3 yards in a cloud of dust, or they'll never even get to the end zone in time. Big play on kickoff. Coach Hawkins going to be pulling his hair out again.
Yeah, because I don't know if Coach Hawkins was expecting him to do an onside kick, but he had linemen up in the front row.
Yeah.
And
they're not your hands.
No, you don't want them dealing with the ball. The young man, don't know if it was 55 or 53, that was right in the middle where the ball came. Would have been very smart to just let it go past him.
Yeah, that instinct thing's hard to beat, though.
It is.
Under center, and it looks like we're going to
fake to peek, play action. Quarterback comes around right side and drug down from behind. Great defensive play by Brody Wagers. Loss of a yard. It's going to be 2nd and 11.
And the clock is running.
North Harrison going to have to hustle. Jarrett Finn, the quarterback. Skylar Wetzel, who also runs some quarterback, in at wide receiver.
Okay. Wideouts, 2 wideouts both sides, a little hitch. Get out of bounds, and Charlestown's not going to let them get out of bounds.
They said, waiting for the signal from the ref. Doesn't look like he got out of bounds, though. Picked up about 4 on that play, so it'll be 3rd and 7. That play not nearly enough yardage to get them what they need.
No. I think the idea there was to catch the ball, turn, and get out of bounds real fast.
And defense, they knew what was coming. Bo Bronnecker.
Again, we have 2 wideouts on both sides.
Passing situation. Quick pass.
Get out of bounds, and he doesn't get out of bounds.
Trying to get the first down.
He didn't make it.
He'll be short of the first down to the 40-yard line, but he's going to be about a yard short. And inbounds, clock down to close to 2 minutes to go.
2 minutes and 2 seconds.
Quick up to the line. This is a big fourth down play. They got to get the first down here or it's over. They put it up. Bronnecker goes for the interception but knocks it out of the hand of the receiver, and that's going to be
fourth
it.
down. Yeah, and turn it over. Charlestown's ball.
I know. I'm thinking quarterback keeper at that point.
I'm thinking quarterback sneak, get the first down, kill the clock.
And then you live to fight again.
Yeah.
But that's why I'm up here. Coach Williamson's won a lot more football games than I have.
Mm-hmm.
So I am not the expert, I'll say that. Charlestown takes over on the downs. Not sure what's going on here. Little
153. Victory offense, take a knee.
Yeah.
Harrison had one last gasp there and just could not execute on that final drive. So
they have great air conditioning here in the visitors' press box.
Yeah, they do, except it's
when
not
it goes
working.
out.
Yeah, except when it's not working.
First and 10, Charlestown up by 12. 34-22. Straight ahead.
Surprising,
I believe it's
handoff. Surprising.
Chew up a few more seconds on the clock.
Yep, and North Harrison has already used 2 of their timeouts, so they don't.
Somebody in the press box stopped the clock, and nobody called a timeout. So referee's like, get that thing moving.
Yeah. Yeah, and this is a home field, so come on. You're hurting us, guys.
Usually the home team has got a quick clock.
Yeah.
Unless they're losing.
Charlestown is going to come back up to the line.
2nd and 7.
13 seconds on the play clock.
From the 43, Murphy under center. Logston and Luke's behind him.
Murphy with Logston behind him.
Logston gets the call. Couple more maybe. To the 45. Got to be 3rd and 6. Maybe 3rd and 5.
About a 2nd and 6 situation here with a minute 36 situation, excuse me.
Okay, under a minute now, Mike. So one more play, punt. I'm not even sure I would punt.
It's been a very disappointing second half here after being tied.
Murphy brings him up to the line. If I'm wise, if Murphy's paying close attention to the play clock, he can get it down to about 30 seconds. Down to 5. And the snap. Logston with a carry.
Oh my, he broke away.
Bounces out, and now he's exploded through the line and drawn down from behind.
To the 10-yard line. That is going to move the chains and stop the clock.
Logston.
You know, that's probably an example of the defense all trying to grab the football
and
forgetting to make a tackle.
Thank heaven for Drew Kersey.
Yeah.
He comes flying in from behind and drug him down.
Hasn't he made some big plays tonight?
Drew Kersey, an outstanding player for North Harrison. We'll see where that play ended up at, but under 30 seconds to go in the ball game, clock begins to run as they set the chains.
Take a knee, victory formation.
We'll see what Coach Hawkins thinks, and that's what he does.
No, that's an interesting victory formation because we always put one guy about 10 yards behind everybody else.
Just as a safety valve. And that's going to be the end of the ball game as Charlestown gets the win tonight. They knock off North Harrison on homecoming evening. Final score here from Charlestown, 34, North Harrison 22. We'll take a break and be back with our post-game coverage right after this. You're watching GlideCon.com coverage of Kentuckiana high school football. Stand by. We'll be right back.
Your friendly neighborhood Centra Credit Union here. Up for
In one fell swoop, one innocent city will be left with one burning question.
What? No.
When you need to be there, you need an Interstate, the car battery auto techs prefer.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
Doug and Maureen hope to travel the world as missionaries in some of the most remote nations. We honor them for their work. Thanks, guys.
Bill and Frank have served the country with honor during the Vietnam War. Bill has 2 Purple Hearts. Thank you both for your service.
We're truly honored to serve a generation that's really made a difference. For more information about American senior communities, please visit us at asccare.com.
What brings you and Greg to marriage counseling today?
Jake from State Farm. My husband calls him all the time. 2, 3 in the morning, it doesn't matter.
Greg, is this true?
Yeah, Jake saves us tons on our insurance, no matter what time it is.
And how much did he save you?
Hundreds.
Can I call this Jake from State Farm?
You've got to be kidding me.
State Farm is there for you anytime, anywhere. Just call or click today. Get to a better state. State Farm.
Remember to contact Doug Fisher in Clarksville.
Hi, this is Sheriff Jamie Knoll of the Clark County Sheriff's Office reminding you to please buckle up, wear your seatbelts, and refrain from texting while you're behind the wheel. Your safety is our priority. Enjoy the game.
Glycod's coverage of Kentuckiana Football Friday continues with the Postgame Show. A recap of tonight's action, recognition of tonight's top players, and scores of other games. Brought to you by Clark County Sheriff Jamie Knoll. If you have crime information to report, contact the Clark County Sheriff's Office tip line at 812-280-2276 or email tips at clarkcosheriff.com.
Mike Beck, Jim Kazmarek here in our post-game coverage. Final score here at Charlestown, 34, North Harrison 22, in a big Mid-Southern Conference matchup tonight. Let's talk about some statistics. Jim, what do you got for us?
Well, we'll do North Harrison first. Of course, Peak was the main ball carrier. At halftime, he had 136 yards. Second half, total game 157. So obviously Charlestown made adjustments at halftime and stopped Peak.
Shut him down.
Yes, shut him down pretty well. They did a great job of adjusting their defensive line to cover those extra blockers that North Harrison was using. But still, not a bad night's work. 24 carries, 157 yards. Pretty good night's work for him.
Not bad.
On the other side, Marion Lukes had 349 yards, averaged 12.5 yards a carry. So, obviously, an outstanding night for him.
Yeah.
369 for the game. Two big runs in the second half that really changed the whole complexion of this game. Logsdon, the fullback, ended up with 14 carries for 83 yards and a 6-yard average. So he has a good night.
Charlestown almost had 400 yards rushing, or over almost 500 yards on the ground.
Yep.
And they didn't even throw a pass, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, 432 for the game rushing.
Not bad.
Right.
Well, that's a heck of a ball game.
And this is what we talked about before the game was two ground-orientated teams. Who was going to stop whose defensive line could take over the other team's offensive line. I'd have to say that Charlestown did what they wanted to do. Their offensive line dominated. Their defensive line in the second half shut down North Harrison pretty well. And nobody has an answer from Marion Lukes.
No, except Brownstown. They did, but I haven't seen anybody else even come close. Mm-hmm. And you got to wonder if they can do that twice in a row, because this is everything points, and I don't want to get too far ahead, but everything points at a rematch down the road, Charlestown and Brownstown postseason. You got to wonder.
It'd be great
what that will be like.
It would be great if they were meeting in the sectional finals.
It sure would.
And unfortunately, so often two really good teams end up meeting in the first round.
Yeah, that's for
and
sure.
I've never understood why the IHSAA doesn't seed that sectional.
Well, we'll go ahead and take a break. We'll come back. We'll have our most outstanding players of the game tonight. We'll figure out who those people are. So stand by. We'll
Doug and Maureen hope that travel the world as missionaries in some of the most remote nations. We honor them for their work. Thanks, guys.
Bill and Frank have served the country with honor during the Vietnam War. Bill has 2 Purple Hearts. Thank you both for your service.
We're truly honored to serve a generation that's really made a difference. For more information about American senior communities, please visit us at asccare.com.
Your friendly neighborhood Centra Credit Union here. Up for saving money? Visit Sentra.org or a branch today for a free loan checkup. We'll look at what you're spending on loan payments at Sentra or with other lenders, and if we can help you save money, we'll tell you how, because every nickel counts.
Jimmy, what I see there in your ear, it's a nickel. How'd it get there?
Even those nickels.
Save them up, and someday you'll be rich.
Sentra Credit Union, centered around you. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity. All loans subject to credit approval.
In one fell swoop, one innocent city will be left with one burning question.
What? No.
When you need to be there, you need an Interstate, the car battery auto techs prefer.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
When you want the best in oral surgery, try Kentuckiana Oral and Maxillofacial Surgical Associates. Think of us as KYOMS. Whether it's implants or dentures, reconstructive surgery, or wisdom teeth removal, KYOMS specialists combine their experience with the latest technology to give you the highest level of comfort and care. To find out about our 4 Louisville locations, visit us online at KYOMS.com. That's KYOMS.com.
Welcome back, Mike Beck, Aaron the camera, and Jim Kazmarek. Glad to be with you at our post-game coverage. It's time to announce our outstanding players of the game tonight. We'll go ahead and throw that up on the screen. This is kind of tricky. I'm running, directing, and looking into the camera.
It is pretty good. They talk about multitasking.
And tonight's most outstanding player is brought to you by Kentuckiana Oral Surgery, with 4 locations to serve you, including their newest location behind Menards in Jeffersonville. And time to unveil our outstanding players of the game. It's a big secret and a surprise.
Well, let's do North Harrison first.
Yeah, let's do that.
And that was Jalen Peak.
Jalen
did an outstanding job. A really strong running attack. Runs hard. Powerful runner. Just does a really nice job. And they actually used him on defense in the second half as a way to stop Marion Lukes. Unfortunately, you need more than one of those kind of guys. So for North Harrison, Jalen Peak. Now, for Charlestown,
that's the big surprise.
Lukes. But I'm not telling you which one.
It's just Lukes.
Both Lukes. It's hard to say Marion Lukes is not the most outstanding player when he has 349 yards rushes and he's averaging 12 yards a carry. I mean, that's more than a first down a carry.
That's fantastic.
But his little brother,
Devin,
outstanding player. He made 3 of 4. Well, 2 interceptions and a touchdown-saving tackle on a kickoff. So I'm going to say Lukes. You have to pick which one.
I'm going to pick Marion because Devin's got 3 more years after this. He'll get his props, but he had a great game. Let's just be honest. Devin Lukes did have a great game, interception and some great returns as well. But Marion Lukes, our outstanding player of the game, brought to you tonight by Kentuckiana Oral Surgery. Stand by. We'll be back with our final thoughts right after this on Glycod.com. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Mayhem is everywhere.
I'm an extremely average golfer. I take my first full swing of the day and hit a perfect duck hook over the frontage road and right through your windshield. You yank the wheel and end up OB in a water hazard. And if you have cut rate insurance, you could be out a whole lot of green. So get Allstate.
And Floyd Knobs. Call Allstate agent Packy Page today.
Dubuque County Fair is about to get its face melted! Yeah!
1 second. I guess their faces are safe. This is
Shut up, Jeff.
Yeah, Jeff, shut up. Shut up, Jeff.
I don't need your help.
Just like what happened in Pittsburgh.
Never mention Pittsburgh!
When you need to be there, you need an Interstate, the car battery auto techs prefer.
Come by Interstate Batteries, 1510 Production Road, Jeffersonville.
Hi, this is Sheriff Jamie Knoll of the Clark County Sheriff's Office reminding you to please buckle up. Wear your seatbelts and refrain from texting while you're behind the wheel. Your safety is our priority. Enjoy the game.
Whether your car needs a routine fix or an important repair, you'll want to take it to Vonyers, family owned in Jeffersonville since 1981, with old-fashioned values including honesty and integrity. Vonyers is dedicated to giving your car the best possible service in the industry. That's why service is our product at Vonyers, located at 1903 Dutch Lane in Jeffersonville. Call 812-283-6215. That's 812-283-6215. Online at Vonyers.com. Many children in your community need a voice. That's why you should volunteer for CASA, court-appointed special advocates who stand for the best interest of abused and neglected children involved in the court system. CASA volunteers are ordinary community members, and as a volunteer, you'll receive plenty of training and have lots of resources to help you with your cases. For more information or to become a volunteer, contact your local CASA office or visit casaforchildren.org.
Mike Beck, Jim Kazmarek here as the evening really begins to set on homecoming at Charlestown, and it's time for our final look at the scoreboard, our CASA scoreboard update, brought to you by CASA, Clark County CASA. Become a volunteer and enrich the life of a child. Call 812-285-0743 or visit CasaVoiceClark.org. We now turn our attention back to the camera and some final scores as they've come in throughout the area, and we've got some updates.
Well, we've got Providence. This is a final. Providence 59, Clarksville 7. Madison 14, Jeffersonville 30. So Jeff may be making a turnaround now. It's hard to say. Madison's not a powerhouse in the Hoosier Hills.
Yep.
And we still have the third quarter score of Bedford 28, New Albany 34. That's the end of the third quarter.
Okay.
So those are the only scores we have right now.
And then we had the late halftime score, Floyd Central 9, Seymour 7.
Right.
And that game was delayed about 45 minutes or so because of storms in the area. We know all about that from last week. Final thoughts on this one, Jim. What do you think about these two teams going forward?
Well, of course, North Harrison has nothing to hang their head on. They played a really good game against a really good team. A couple mistakes, a couple fumbles. But they have nothing to be ashamed of defensively because Marion Lukes is such a good player. Maybe they need to say, if we could have held him to 250 yards rushing, we would have had a better chance. So they're going to go forward and win a lot more games. So you see, this might be a team that they'd end up playing again in the playoffs. Charlestown did a really great job tonight. They did exactly what Coach Hawkins wanted them to do: control the line of scrimmage. And give the ball to Lukes and let Lukes do his thing. So Charlestown, I think, is on their way to another really good season. I would say for the rest of the season they could be undefeated and finish up 8-1 and meeting Brownstown in the sectional finals, hopefully.
Coach Hawkins, I talked to him at length at the beginning of the season or before season and said, what do you think of what your team looks like and where you'll be, a couple of points about halfway through at the end of the season. He said, at the halfway point, we may have a losing season. He goes, but I still like my team. I still feel that we're going to be ready come sectional. Mm-hmm. And I frankly, at this point, after 4 games and he's 3-1, and the only loss was to Brownstown, he's got to be feeling pretty good about his hand that he's dealt.
So next week will be a nice test for him when they play Providence, and Providence now is on to come. They've won 2 games in a row, so they're going to come in here, and that's always a big game. Charlestown, Providence. Anytime Providence is playing the local schools, it's a big game for them. So.
It sure is. So. Well, Jim, it's been fun to work with you. We will get to do this again next week. We take it on the road back to your stomping grounds and my alma mater, New Albany High School, as the Bulldogs take on the Columbus East Olympians. If New Albany's lead holds up against Bedford, that could be a really important Hoosier Hills Conference game.
So seriously important, and be interesting to know what Columbus East is doing right now.
Yeah, don't have that information. No. We can only get so much to us, and we appreciate all the folks that are bringing things to us tonight, including our outstanding camera person, Ashton Beck, who's doing above and beyond tonight. Will Harper, who did a fantastic job first night on the scoreboard. We thank him for his hard work. And, of course, Jim Kazmarek. I'm Mike Beck. For all of us, we thank you for being with us tonight. Tonight's executive producer has been Steve Bird with music by Jason Shaw. And once again, the final score. What is that final score? Let's see if I can bring that up. Charlestown 34, North Harrison 22. We'll be back next week at New Albany. You've been watching, listening, and enjoying high school football on GlideCod.com. We will see you next week, folks. Have a great evening.
This live broadcast of Kentuckiana Football Friday was presented by Interstate Batteries. Outrageously dependable since 1952 and available throughout southern Indiana. For the dealer nearest you, visit interstatebatteries.com. Tonight's game was also brought to you by Centra Credit Union for banking and financial services that are centered around you. Clark County Sheriff Jamie Knoll, who reminds you not to text and drive. Kentuckiana Oral Surgery, with 4 locations to serve you, including behind Menards at Town Center Boulevard in Jeff. The W.M. Kelly Company in New Albany, designing, building, innovating, and now hiring. The Locker Room. Voiner's Auto Air in Jeffersonville. Big or small, they do it all. And by Allstate agent Packy Page of Floyd's Knobs. He'll put you in good hands.
For schedule information about our upcoming broadcast, visit our website, glicod.com, Facebook and Twitter at Glycod. We thank you for listening to this live sports presentation from Glycod Communications.